At long last, the Lions have returned to the friendly confines of Stanley Jensen Stadium on homecoming night to do battle with the undefeated Robert E. Lee Generals. Good evening, Lion Nation, and welcome into another night of Prattville Lions football. I'm Will Barrett, joined by Chip Powell, Pratt Bedwell, Marcus Jackson, Donnie Burnett, the Millser, and the Prattville High School media team, set to bring you an all-important Region 2 clash between our homestanding Prattville Lions and our cross-river rivals, the Lee Generals of Montgomery. Chip, this is a very confident and undefeated bunch of Lee Generals coming into the jungle with eyes on a victory. But this Lions team is probably about as confident as they've been in 5 years. It's going to be a fast, physical game tonight.
And no doubt confidence is all over the place tonight on both teams. You know, you think of Lee's last loss was against Central Phoenix City in the semifinals last year with about 30 seconds left in the game. Central scored to win that one. That's how good these guys are. And they got better throughout the year. You know, we beat them last year in regular season.
That's right.
And then you go down there. I went down to the semifinals to see Lee take on Central, and it looked like, I mean, Lee owned 3.5 quarters of the game, and it was amazing the coaching job that Coach Tyrone Rogers at the time did with that program. And they were just a hair away from winning it all. And they've approached this year I think a lot better at this point of the year than they were last year. So the potential they have is they're a potential, again, semifinal team, but this is a very important game because it allows us to stay in that race for the region title. And if nobody beats Central, it means we can stay or get second place in the region. So it's very important, which is the first home game, playoff game. So that's always big.
Absolutely. And speaking of big, let's check in with Steak and Shake's sideline reporter, Coach Johnny Burnett, down on the sideline right now.
What's up, guys? Hey, Coach.
Hey, man.
And about the time the band starts.
Yeah.
Hey, good to have you down there tonight.
And let me just say that it's really good to be here finally on the soft, cool turf of Stanley Jensen Stadium.
No doubt. It's been too long.
Have we been on the road for like 7,413 miles?
It has been a solid month and well over one oil change.
Wow.
And listen, I wasn't even here for that Stanhope games. This is the first game I've seen all year, and we're halfway through the football season.
That's exactly right. How do you like the turf, Chip?
It's beautiful.
You're just not as dedicated as the rest of us, Chip.
Yeah, I know. I've heard all that stuff.
I know.
I love y'all, man.
I love you too, man. Hey, speaking of dedicated, it's 35 degrees cooler here than it was at this time last week at Wetumpka.
Oh, my goodness. Last week in Wetumpka, it was like being in an oven, literally in an oven.
Yeah.
I have never been as hot as I was last week.
That's right, and you told us some stories which aren't really suited for radio.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. But let me tell you, right now it's 88 degrees, feels like 92, and earlier there were some things falling from the sky that I haven't seen in like 71 days.
Yeah, like liquid droplets.
It was like rain.
Strange.
And it's cooled down tremendously, but then I just realized I'm standing in front of the Porta-Cool fan.
Oh, yeah, well, that'll change it right off the bat.
Unbelievable. So, let's talk about these Lee Generals.
Well, the thing that they were so good at last year is that tailback they had, and for whatever reason, I can never remember his name.
T.D. Murray.
Murray, he was phenomenal. He went off to junior college somewhere. We expect to hear that name sometime. But what they did last year was direct snap at him like in a Wildcat, but they would have trips to both sides. And so you'd have basically 5-on-5, so you're getting Murray against linebackers. And, most of the time he could run through them or run past them. It was awesome what they did.
Let's pause 3 minutes. We'll take a 3-minute break. The national anthem is about to be played. The invocation is coming. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back for the kickoff of tonight's game between the Generals and our homestanding Prattville Lions. You're listening to Prattville Lions football. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Chip Powell here with Lewis Mills, service manager of Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change, and Tire Engineers. Lewis, talk to us about your Express Oil Change.
Well, our Express Oil Change, we have a full-line mechanical shop. We do 10-minute oil changes, and we are a full-fledged tire shop. We're a direct dealer with Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and Yokohama.
When you need service, your oil change, and tires, come here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change, and Tires Engineer.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clanton Tractor.
It's not too early to sign up to make money. The region's largest quality kids consignment sale begins October 26th. It's the Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale at Prattville Pickers. Children's clothing, shoes, accessories, toys, books, strollers, swings, furniture, even maternity, and much, much more. Sign up at momsmarketplace.net to sell your quality kids items, volunteer to make even more, and shop first. The Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale happens October 26th. momsmarketplace.net.
I could have built a drugstore anywhere in Montgomery, but it was this neighborhood that needed it. When I moved here, it was thriving. I want to see it that way again. Riverbank made borrowing the money easy when other banks didn't. It's nice when people care enough to make sure you have what you need. That's how I treat my customers, and that's how the folks at Riverbank treat me.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Kickoff between the visiting Lee Generals and the homestanding Prattville Lions, and it is a great night football. The crowd is arriving, the stands are filling up, and excitement is in the air for this Prattville Lions football team that's been away for a solid month and finally returned home. Chip, there are lots of things that have to happen tonight. Of course, keys to the game tonight being, for me, I think the battles, like Coach Ross said in the pregame, is one on the line tonight. Even more critical tonight is going to be the play of our center, with Levi Lowry being out of tonight's game, Ethan Biddle moving over from tackle to center. And that exchange is going to be all important. And our line being as thin as it is, and Lee being as strong as they are on the defensive line, that's going to be something we're going to have to manage tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They've got athletes across the board, and like we said earlier about the region title chase that we're in, you know. The best we have done in the past 5, 6, 7 years, even when we went to the state championship game, we finished third in the region. So we've got an opportunity. We're still in the region race for number one. But tonight is a huge step, and we can get to one of those two places. Of course, somebody's got to beat Central because that's our lone loss. But getting back to the game, you know, Lee's just going to be explosive. You know, we were talking about, thank goodness they don't have a Henry Ruggs out here this year, but they probably got a guy that's maybe just a shade slower than him, but they've got athletes. They're big and strong, and they're well coached. And I understand Tyrone Rogers still has a little hand in there, and so
you're going to see with Tumpka level speed tonight.
Yeah.
But a much more physical, much stronger offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah.
That's where the difference is in this team. I think Donnie Burnett standing by with our captains down on the 50-yard line. Let's take it down to him right now.
All right, gentlemen. Can you see them across the way?
I cannot. I can tell you that our captains are Will McQuiston, Trey Thompson, Kyle Kramer, and Isaiah Causey.
All right, I'm going to guess number 6 or 8. I'm not sure.
It's 6. The young Crea Lewis.
All right.
D. Lewis.
Number 12.
Number 12 is Tyrone Franklin, the quarterback.
73.
73 is Keandre Salter. Now, he is a big fella, 6'1", 260 pounds.
And I need that guy to turn a little bit. I think it's 16.
I think you're right.
That is Kendrick Simpkins, their leading defensive back, 6 foot, 174-pound senior. You know, it seems like Lee always has 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3" on the perimeter on both sides of the ball.
Well, their corners last year were outstanding. You know, when you have outstanding corners, you know, you can lock down your wide receivers and play 9-on-9. It makes it a lot more physical game because you're going to have to stay inside, you know.
When you have that corner, when you have that primary receiver, but we got 4 of those primary guys.
Right about that.
He can't lock down all 4 of them.
You're right about that.
He may get his turn locking down each one, I bet, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, guys, it's homecoming night, and a lot of people come home for homecoming. And there is one special person I want to give a shout-out to, Herbert Burton. Herbert Burton was the Autauga County High School starting quarterback in 1946. And he is back in Prattville, and he has not missed a Prattville Lions game in a couple of years now. He's here tonight.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's really cool to see these guys come back.
That is really cool. That puts him how old there?
He was 18 in 1946. I'm doing my best math here.
Donnie?
Nope. I'm just gonna say it's number 35 for me tonight.
There you go.
So I've seen a lot of class of 84 people running around. I'm sorry, they weren't running; they were just moving.
That
would make him 91 years old.
Yeah,
91.
Yeah, that is awesome. And he's here tonight.
He's here. He's in the building.
That is unreal.
He'll be hollering at officials here in a little while.
Well, won't we all be?
Nope, I won't.
Because you're a well-behaved young man out there on that sideline.
And that's because they can hear me. They can't hear y'all.
Well, all this is archived on the Prattville Live's YouTube channel, so everybody mind your manners.
There you go.
Donnie's with the officials now for the coin toss.
You got to take that off. I'm taking it off when I get over. I do, sir. Good. I do, sir.
All right, we're officials shaking hands with everybody.
Home team, visiting team, I have a coin. Head and tail. Since you're the visitor, we're going to let you call it. What would you like?
Tail.
What did he say?
Tails.
He said tail. You win toss, heads.
Guys, for the first time.
We want a toss?
We want a toss.
Get the heck out of here.
We want a toss.
And what have we chosen to do?
Oh, I'm going to bet we're going to defer. But let's see.
Did you not hang around to see?
No, I had to get out of there. We won the toss. All right, we did.
Donnie made the banner competition pretty easy tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, where's Lee's banner? They don't have one, so automatic winner.
And I believe we have a twofold banner tonight for Prattville. Looks like there's a banner on top of a banner.
A banner on a banner. Prattville homecoming. We got. I'm guessing that's an airplane emoji something on a runway.
It looks like it's an attachment to the banner. It's going to do something special.
Let's see what happens. Nope.
Here come the Lions onto the field. And I guess we'll just never know.
We'll just never know.
Yeah. The banner has been thoroughly destroyed, and the Lions hit the field in their brand new Cardinal uniforms with that reflective silver trim, and that Cardinal helmet with the chrome Power P and the chrome stripe. Best looking uniforms in all of high school football. Lee in their road whites. Oh, it was a plane because the theme for homecoming was World Tour. I'm told by Ms. Ruppinen, one of the illustrious members of the Prattville High School media team.
There we go.
See, that's why we have them over. They know stuff like this. They're in the loop. They're in the know. And not only that, they're awesome at what they do.
They do a great job. I don't think – there he is.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Prattville Lions Football Network. Welcome back to Stanley Jensen Stadium. Kickoff set for tonight's game. The Lions will be kicking off to the Generals. Going from our right to our left, you folks watching at home on the Prattville Live YouTube channel and listening wherever you might be on Dixie Country 100.1 FM. Thank you for tuning in. Colin Rogers set to kick off for the Lions. Deep to receive for the Generals, number 5, Christopher Dillahay. And another on the far sideline. I believe that's DeCandrea Lewis. Diancrea Lewis. That's going to be D. Lewis for me.
D. Lewis.
Rogers with a 10-yard approach, prepares to put toe to leather, and he has done so. And this kick is away deep into the night sky of Prattville, and it's a touchback for the Generals. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
You are correct. That one went out of the back of the end zone, hit in the cardinal trim. So that would be 100, and well, that's a long way.
Hey, that'd been nice when Henry Rose was back there.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
It is a huge weapon for Prattville to be able to do that. About 95% of the time we've done that this year.
Keep around Jamal Thomas on the far flat, 6'3" receiver. And here goes Franklin from under center. He's going to pitch to the right. It's a throwback, double pass, and Franklin wants to throw it, and it's incomplete, intended for D. Lewis, the big tight end, and he was open. A little razzle-dazzle on first play for the Generals, goes for nothing.
Well, they sent receivers out everywhere, and our right corner actually saw somebody going down the middle of the field, so he went on that side, but there was a guy left over there that was wide open. We were fortunate that wasn't completed there.
2nd and 10 for the Generals, just underway here at Stanley Jensen. 11:51 to play in the opening quarter. Here is Franklin now loading up the shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. That's Thomas. And Franklin has the snap, and he's going to play action pass and keep this. Now he's going to try to run with it and pass it off at the last second to D. Lewis. And I believe he went up and caught it at about the 29-yard line, about maybe a half yard shy of the first down. He may actually have it, depending on the spot.
That was a one-handed catch. You don't see him any better than that right there. It was a high throw, but he brought it down and picked up the first down.
It is a 10-yard pass completion, 1st and 10 for the Generals. Now, again, going fast here, Franklin from the shotgun. Just going to give this one off to Reginald Lewis, and he's hit at the line and falls forward for a couple of yards. Reginald Davis on the stop, on the carry, I should say.
Deshaun Daniels along with Ian Jackson and Will McQuiston all there for the Lions.
It is 2nd down and 7 now for the Generals. 11 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. No score. Opening drive of the game here in the jungle. Tyrone Franklin from the shotgun gives it off to Davis again. Davis gets through the initial line, but he is smashed down by Dominique James on that far edge for about another 2-yard pickup, but a big hit.
Yeah, Dominique from that right defensive end there just stood him up and drove him backwards. Trying to watch. The safeties are very, very aggressive for Prattville. Crumlin and White are coming up very, very quickly on run support, so don't think that Lee is not noticing that.
3rd and 5 Generals from their own 35. 10:23 to play, and Franklin wants to pass. Quick pass, complete out to the 42-yard line. Wade White makes the stop, but not before the Generals move the sticks once again. Pass complete to number 11, Jaquel Williams.
Just kind of the little RPO that they're running, and he's looking to see if anybody's open, and he also has a pitch option as well as he can run it, but he saw the receiver open, made a good throw, got the first down.
1st and 10 Generals from their own 43-yard line. 9:59 to play here, opening quarter. Opening drive, no score so far. Franklin from the shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. He's got Davis. Now he looks downfield for the pass, throws it deep. He's got a man down there. It's Thomas in and out of his hands at the 23-yard line. Had him open there for a minute. It was Jamari Smith, I should say. Incomplete it goes.
Boy, good throw, just slightly overthrown. A.J. Geary was back there from his corner spot, but he kind of ran a post and was gotten into the middle of the field. We didn't have a safety deep, so it could have been a big play for Lee there. We're fortunate again.
2nd down and 10, Lee from their own 43. No score here in the first quarter. Prattville trying to get this Lee offense off the field. They've moved to 2 first downs thus far. And here is Franklin again from the shotgun. 4 receivers going in formation, and here's a pass, quick pass out into the flats. It is the big D. Lewis, that tight end. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 48-yard line after a 5-yard pickup. It brings up another 3rd and 5. Great stop by Wade White over there.
I believe his height 6'3", but I believe he's a little bigger than 203. What do you think?
I believe so.
He's a big, good-looking tight end, H-back type of player.
3rd and 5 here for the Generals at their own 48-yard line. 9:25 to play here, opening quarter. No score so far. Here's Franklin on the RPO again. Throws it out, incomplete. Busted up by Wade White at the 45-yard line. Pass was intended for number 2, DeMarcia Davis, and it goes incomplete. And now 4th and 5.
That same play that they ran earlier, picked up the first down. Wade White, seen that before. He broke it up. Great job right there by Wade White.
Kendrick Rogers on now for the punt return. Number 4, Justin Brown, looks like will be the punter for the Generals. He's listed as a running back, senior running back, 5'10", 186, so also do the punting duties. As we've typically seen from the Generals, they always have an athletic punter. Kendrick Rogers at his own 15-yard line. Heels down, awaiting the punt from the Generals. It is a low line drive, end-over-end punt that takes a Prattville roll and goes dead at the 29-yard line. So Prattville starts at their own 29. Let's check in with Steak and Shake Southern reporter, Coach Johnny Burnett.
All right, off to a fast start. It's what we need. Watch for a lot of play action.
9:04 to play here in the opening quarter. No score. Generals halted on their opening drive, and now the Lions get their shot at it as Kyle Kramer leads his troops out onto the field for their opening possession. Keandre Powell will get the start at running back tonight. Bates and Rogers flank to the near side. Thompson and Causey to the far side. Kramer, shotgun, wants to pass. First down, throwing deep, looking downfield, looking for Bates, and it's incomplete at the 35-yard line of Lee. In double coverage a little bit there, but incomplete.
I was thinking Coach Ross was probably trying to get an idea of what they're doing defensively, but we noticed their safety lining up about 20 to 25 yards, so they're going to try to take away the deep route like they did right there with this safety. At that time he backed up to, now he's back about 20 yards deep again.
2nd and 10. Kramer, quick pass out to Rogers. Got a little room at 35. Rogers taken down at the 37, and then there you see the defensive speed of Lee.
Yep. Look like number 10, who's a linebacker for them, James Russell, 6'1", 213 pounds. He's got some speed. He looked like we had twins of that side with only one corner on that side. The safety was so deep he couldn't make the play, but the linebacker came out of nowhere to make it, save the first down.
3rd down and 1 now for the Lions at their own 38-yard line. Clock on the move at an 8:28 to play here in the opening quarter. Kramer from the shotgun sends Bates in motion. It's a quick toss to Bates, trying to get to that edge to get the first down. Angling for the sideline, won't get it. He's tripped up at the 37-yard line. Actually lost a yard. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3. 4th and 2, 4th and 3 coming up for the Lions. A punting situation.
That play took too long, and Terry's tried it. He probably should have cut it up, but the 21, the free safety is 20 yards deep, made the play.
Yeah.
I mean, he saw that tall sweep and just came up as fast as he could and made an excellent play there.
The Generals forced a 3 and out on our Prattville Lions, and with 7:51 to play, the Lions are going to punt this one away. Riley Fairhurst from his own 23 set to punt. 7:40 clock on the move. Riley has it and gets the punt away, and it is a shortish punt. Fair catch called at the 30-yard line for the Generals, and let's check in with Donnie Burnett down on the sideline once again.
Those Generals are very fast on defense. I know you made the mention that linebacker closing on the little slip screen out here. He was in the middle of the field when Kyle let go of that ball. So we gotta mix the run in with the pass, and hope we can do a better job of it than what we did then.
No doubt about it. 1st and 10 now for the Generals from around 30-yard line. No score so far in the ball game. Both teams have had a possession. Both teams come up empty. And here is Franklin. He's going to give it off to Davis. Davis trying to get to the edge, and he will not get there. He is taken down to the 28-yard line. Deshaun Daniels.
Deshaun Daniels, just an excellent. Boy, I tell you what, he is as improved a defender as we've had this year. I mean, I didn't know his name at the first of the year, and he has just made play after play. Very physical. He'll come up and knock you backwards.
Yes, he will, and tell you that he did it. Under 7 minutes to play in the opening quarter now, going under 7. 2nd and 10 from the 30. Go the Generals. Generals 70 yards from pay dirt. No score in the game at the moment. And here is Franklin from the shotgun. And we've got some motion on the Generals, I believe. It is a false start against the Generals. That right guard might have jumped a little, got a little anxious. That big right guard over there. They go across the front line. They go 258, 270, 305. 6'1", 6'5", 6'4".
The right tackle, Dimitri McKee, number 75, is a sophomore at 6'4", 305.
That's a large individual.
Man.
How do you do that at 15 years old? That's God-given.
Yeah, it is.
2nd and 15 now for the Generals at their own 25-yard line. Franklin from the pistol. Shotgun. It looks like a busted play here, and he throws downfield, and it's in and out of the hands of Jamal Thomas, double covered. And he went up to get that ball, and he had to have been showing a 30-inch vertical right there at least.
Yeah, Cromlin and Gary were sandwiching him in there, but he almost came down with it. But, yeah, what we had is the read option. The back went the wrong way or the quarterback turned the wrong way. There was nobody there to kind of to fake that, so you knew it was going to be a throw, and we had good coverage down there.
3rd down and 15 for the Generals from their own 25-yard line. 6:18 to play in the ballgame. 0 for the Lions, 0 for the Generals. Homecoming night, Stanley Jensen Stadium. And here's Franklin with 4 receivers in the formation on 3rd and 15. Now sends a man in motion, wants to pass, and he is in some trouble. Ball's loose on the ground. Franklin has to fall on it back at the 16-yard line. And the defensive pressure from the Prattville Lions was more than he could handle.
Dominique James, this sophomore versus sophomore. Dominique James, our sophomore, 6'3", 265-pound defensive end, just went through their big tackle there and made the hit on the quarterback and got the ball loose. And it was on the ground for a little bit. We just didn't see it.
Another 3 and out. This time the Lions force it on the Generals. 4th and 24, they go from their own 16-yard line. As an official timeout is up on us for the Heat, and we're going to take a 1-minute break. Prattville Lions football continues after these words.
You need a truck. You got to have a truck. The best selection of previously owned trucks in Central Alabama is at Auto X of Prattville on South Memorial Drive. At Auto X of Prattville, they have Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverados, great selection of Ram tough trucks, great selection of Jeep Wranglers, and the best selection of SUVs in Central Alabama. Go to their website at autoxofprattville.com or follow on Facebook. Give them a call at 491-1045. That's 491-1045.
There he is right there. The 91-year-old guy. Striped shirt.
Fourth and 24. We're back.
Kendrick Rogers back at his own 45 to receive this punt from the Generals. The Generals punter heels down at his own 3-yard line, takes the high snap. They're coming after it, and it is blocked. It is blocked and rolling around to the 3-yard line. Given pursuit, it's in the end zone. Still a scrum for it.
We got it.
And Prattville has the ball inside the 5-yard line of the Generals. A blocked punt again.
Was it A.J. Gary?
Let's go down to Johnny Burnett down on the sideline with a better view of it.
Number 17, Andre A.J. Gary.
A.J. Gary again.
I'm telling you, that kid is fast off that edge.
And the Lions are in business now. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line with 5:37 to play and looking to strike first.
Did anybody tell A.J. Gary he can't win Player of the Week every week? He can't do it.
I
it's
think
against the law.
But he could win Special Teams Player of the Week.
That's right. Man, what a year that guy's having.
1st and goal lines from the 2. Here's a give to Powell trying to get to the edge. And Powell dives to the pylon. And Powell is in. Touchdown, Prattville. 5:28 to play in the opening quarter. And Prattville strikes first. They lead the Generals now 6-0 on a 2-yard run by Keandre Powell.
Well, I tell you, special teams is huge. And there's a play right there. It was a high snap. He had to go up high and threw his timing off. A.J. was right there to block it. And I thought it was going to roll in the end zone, and Lee had 2 guys down there and thought it ended up being a safety. But fortunately, we fell on it on about the 2-yard line and got it in the end zone.
And on they come. They close the gate and prepare for the point after. Elliott Duke set for the point after. Kramer kneels to hold. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good with 5:28 to play in the opening quarter. Prattville leads 7-zip over the Generals. We'll take a 30-second break and come right back. You're listening to Prattville Lions Football.
You were right. Go with your gut, Grace. Will never fail you. It's 1 minute.
It used to be 1 minute. They don't give it that long.
1 minute. Timeout.
30 seconds on scores. Your MVP of the scoring drive was a 2-yard run by Keandre Powell, triggered by an A.J. Gary blocked punt. Sport Clips, no point needed at Sport Clips. The MVP treatment includes a precision haircut, massaging tea tree shampoo, and a legendary hot steam towel. Sport Clips in Prattville in front of Target on Legends Parkway. Here we go. Colin Rogers now kicks it away again into the night sky. Touchback for the Generals.
We were told by Donnie that we made a mistake.
It was not A.J. on the block punt.
Yeah, number 11, Gavon Furlow. Is that correct?
That's correct. Gavon Furlow.
Man, what a way to come into the game and make a play.
That's the way you enter the game, Mr. Furlow.
Yes, sir. Great job, and sorry about that mistake there, but Mr. Furlow made a great play. Set us up perfect.
We beg forgiveness for the entire Furlow family. 1st and 10 for the Generals from their own 20, with the Lions on top 7-0 with 5:28 to play here in the opening quarter. Here is Tyrone Franklin Jr. from the shotgun. Gives it off to Davis, and Davis is in a world of hurt. He is brought down behind the line, back at the 18-yard line. Looked like Will McQuiston and company on the stop.
Also,
Darius
Tim
Lewis.
Trotter as well, I believe. Well, that whole defensive line there did a great job there.
It was 78 instead of 72. Darius Lewis.
Yeah.
The 10-inch hands. 2nd and 12 now for the Generals from their own 18-yard line. 4:58 to play opening quarter. Lions leading at 7-0. And here is Franklin again from the shotgun. Play action, wants to pass, throws it downfield, has it complete. Out to number 3, Jamari Smith.
6.
That's D. Lewis. He's targeting D. Lewis an awful lot tonight.
Man, these numbers are hard. They're tiny numbers.
They're skinny little numbers out there.
They're big guys, but tiny numbers.
Yeah. 3rd and 2 here for the Generals at their own 28-yard line. 4:27 to play. And here is Davis with the carry again, and he is smashed by 4 or 5 Lions in the backfield, led by number 99, Dominic James. And they are just absolutely swarming that offensive line. And the Lee Generals have no answer for our Prattville defensive front at the moment.
You know, Coach Shook does such a great job of switching in and out of these defensive linemen. Just a great job in keeping them fresh. And when they're dominating this early, with this heat still that we have, it's going to take its toll on these Lee Generals in the second half. And hopefully we'll be able to take control of this with this depth factor that we've got.
4th and 5 now for the Generals. The punter, Mr. Brown, back at his own 10-yard line. Rogers heels down at his own 43. And it is a good returnable punt here for Rogers. He's going to catch it on a hop at the 30-yard line, trying to get to the corner. 35, 30, 40. He's still on his feet, breaking through tackles all the way up to the 49-yard line. And Kendrick Rogers, the 19-yard return, puts the Lions in great position to start their second drive at their own 49-yard line. Let's check in with Steak and Shake sideline reporter, Coach Donnie Burnett.
Guys, I got to be honest, too. I told y'all it was 17, but I was running down trying to see it, and I was just going with y'all because I didn't see it either. But, yes, I'm sorry the Furlow family because I confirmed to them that it was A.J., but it wasn't. Your kid made a great play. And, hey, while we're throwing it out right now, Vic says it's 39 in Fairbanks.
Oh, fall is setting in. 1st and 10 here for the Lions at their own 49-yard line. 3:22 to play, opening quarter. And here's Kramer from the shotgun. Quick pass out into the flats, and it is complete to Isaiah Causey. Causey with a first down inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line, and a first down for the Prattville Lions.
Well, great read right there. He saw a soft corner on that side where Isaiah was. He was alone by himself. Had trips to this side. And the corner was just playing really, really soft. Good read right there. Good throw. Good catch.
I love that he wears 81. You could definitely tell when it's 81.
Mm-hmm.
1st and 10 now for the Lions at the Generals' 37-yard line, up 7-zip and looking for more with 2:55 to play in the opening quarter. Here is a give to Powell around that left side again. Cuts it back to the middle. Tough yards up inside the 35 down to the 32-yard line. A 5-yard pickup for Keandre Powell.
Well, so far so good. Ethan Biddle at center is doing a great job. The snaps have been dead on and perfect. The new guy that's really come in to take over for Levi Lowry, not in the same spot, but came in to take his place, Javon Harris, is doing a good job, a 10th grader on the offensive line.
2nd and 6, and Kramer wants to pass. Stepping out now, throwing it incomplete to Thompson. Had him at the 30-yard line, and now flags are coming down deep in the defensive secondary. Wait to see what this flag is. Maybe Donnie Burnett has a better idea.
From where it's thrown, it has to be defensive holding.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not going to try to outguess these guys, but they'll tell us in just a second. But I'm guessing it's defensive holding. And nope, it's
and
not.
Waving it off.
I guess they're going to do the uncatchable ball rule that doesn't exist in high school football. I don't know.
Well,
but anyway, apparently it just fell out of his pocket.
Well, sometimes that happens.
Sometimes it does.
It comes out of your pocket and flies 10 yards. 3rd and 6 for the Lions from the Generals' 33-yard line. Up 7-zip with 2:14 to play here in the opening quarter. Kyle Kramer loading the shotgun with 3 receivers to pick from. Throws across the middle. Got to complete to Bates. Bates inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. A hair away from taking it to the house. And it is a 1st and 10 for the Lions inside the Generals' red zone at the 12-yard line.
Well, you try to look for those mismatches. They saw Bates in the slot. Maybe they had a safety on him instead of a corner. Ran a quick slant, almost got through the safety there for a touchdown. Great catch, great throw right there. Good timing by those guys.
Minute 50 to play here in the opening quarter. It's moved pretty quickly. 7-zip, Lions on top and looking for more. 1st and 10. 1st and goal for the Lions from the 10-yard line. And here's a give to Powell, trying to find some room at the middle. And there's not a whole lot there. He gets maybe a couple to the 8. Lots of big bodies in that middle.
You know, one thing we didn't really talk about in pregame, if we are able to win this game tonight, we'll be ranked for the first time in a long time.
Well, don't count your chickens before they hatch,
Yeah,
Chip.
that's what I'm saying, if we win.
The Alabama Sports Writers the Alabama Sports Writers Association don't tend to think too highly of what Prattville's done so far this season. But maybe tonight will change their mind.
Maybe it's because one loss to the defending state champions is more they can understand.
Maybe so. 2nd and goal from the 8. Kramer on the move, cuts it back inside, takes a big hit, and goes down at the line of scrimmage. Gang tackled at the 8-yard line. As we go under a minute to play here in the opening quarter, and Kyle's back up.
Well, you can see Kyle thinking there. He's going, okay, I'm going to try to go outside. No, this is lead. They're very, very fast. Let me turn it up. By that time they were there.
Right.
But you got to go north and south against these guys as soon as you can.
3rd and goal lines from the 8-yard line. 7-zip. Lions on top. 35 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Lions looking to double that lead if they can get to the end zone here. Kramer drops back to pass, looking downfield, steps out of pressure. Now he's going to try to run with it. He's got a man in the corner. It got him wide open, and it is a touchdown. Touchdown, Prattville, and Prattville doubles their lead, 13-zip over.
And that Bates.
Over the Generals, and it is Altarius Bates coming down with the score. He just drifted out, stayed on the route. Kramer found him. You know, the great thing about a quarterback like Kyle Kramer, he never takes his head out of the play. He's always looking downfield, even when he's scrambling.
And one of the reasons he didn't have to, he had great protection. That offensive line did an outstanding job there, holding those guys out. Altarius did a great job of getting away from coverage as Kyle was scrambling. Awesome play right there.
13 seconds to play in the opening quarter, and the opening quarter has belonged to the Lions. 13-0, your score. Elliott Duke on for the point after, and the kick is up. And wouldn't you know it, Duke is good with 13 ticks to play in the opening quarter. Lions 14, General zip. We'll take a 30-second break and come right back. Lions football continues after these words.
Chip Powell here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet with sales manager Kirk Mims, where LP also stands for low prices. Kirk, talk about your deals here.
Man, it's a great time here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. You know what? Football is here, but football also means fall savings at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. We got great prices. We got a great inventory. We got 0% finance.
14-zip is your score. Generals trailing our lines. It's been all lines in the first quarter. Prattville's homecoming has been nothing short of a success thus far, with 13 seconds to play in the opening quarter as Colin Rogers kicks it off once again to the Generals deep into the Prattville evening, and what you know, a touchback right on the Cardinal A in the Prattville end zone. Let's check in with Steak and Shake sideline reporter Coach Donnie Burnett.
As we have gotten off to that start that we've talked about, other than that first 3 and out that we had, and sometimes we have a tendency to do that. We do it defensively. We kind of have to see what we got, what we're playing with, and then we tighten up and we go. Offensively, we've done the same thing. Last two drives have been just exactly what we ordered.
Absolutely, Donnie. Couldn't have said it better. 1st and 10. Go the Generals from their own 20-yard line. Here's Franklin on a phantom play action. Got pitches out to D. Lewis, and he's got it complete out to the 27-yard line, out of bounds along the Lee boundary. With 11 seconds to play in the quarter, Lee now with a 2nd and 3 from their own 27. Prattville leading at 14-0.
Will, have you ever heard of Mulberry, Tennessee?
Mulberry, Tennessee.
There's a guy named Chip Carden. You remember that guy?
I remember the Carden.
Chip Carden is listening from Tennessee.
How about that? Franklin to pass on 2nd and 3. Looking up for Thomas, and Thomas pulls it down at the Prattville 42-yard line before Gary can make the stop.
Well, A.J. was beyond him and lost the ball. And I'll tell you what, these receivers for Lee,
they're the real deal.
They're 6'3", 6'4", and they can adjust to the ball as good as anybody you'll see.
First quarter in the books. Lions 14, Generals 0. We'll take a 1-minute break. Lions football continues right after this.
Models. There's never been a bigger time to shop. We have a great selection of used cars. You can go to LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Larry Puckett Chevrolet right here in Prattville, Alabama.
It's time for a trip to Prattville Outdoors at 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville. Prattville Outdoors is locally owned, family operated. The Johnson Brothers and Viv. Prattville Outdoors with a great selection of Gravely zero-turn mowers. These are top zero-turn mowers, residential or commercial. Buy now with no money down, 0% financing for up to 48 months, and they got all the sales and service to back up everything they do there at Prattville Outdoors. So when you're ready to buy a brand new lawnmower, you need to go to the people that know their stuff. Go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com or follow on Facebook.
You did, and your mouth's busy with more important things. 444.
Stadium second quarter about to get underway with your Prattville Lions staked to a 14-0 lead over the undefeated Lee Generals. Generals, however, have gone into Prattville territory for the first time tonight. They'll start the quarter 1st and 10 from our 42-yard line. Franklin Jr. from the shotgun. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. That's Jamari Smith, a 6'3", 224-pound senior. Franklin loads it up and wants to pass. Looking downfield, he's looking deep on that far side for Smith. And knocked away, and here come penalty flags. You got to be kidding. Got to be kidding.
A.J. got up and got a hand on the ball. I don't know how you can call that interference. I was just sitting there thinking, man, A.J. got about 45 inches off the ground right there to knock it down, and I don't know. It looked like he made a good play on it. He didn't go through the receiver. He went up and knocked it away.
Yeah, like he went straight up.
Yep.
Let's check in with Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
Well, he did get up 45 inches because he kind of had it by the shoulder pad as he lifted himself up off the ground.
Oh, we didn't see that.
Yeah, it was from your angle. You couldn't have seen it.
It definitely helps.
Everybody on that side saw it.
See, it was a good call.
Well, I'm partial.
Of course. Well, aren't we all, though?
Yeah.
1st and 10 Generals now at the Prattville 27-yard line after the pass interference call. And here is Franklin once again with their deepest penetration of the night. He wants to pass again. Same play, looking up for Gary. This time it is caught again by Jamari Smith. And they're picking on A.J. Gary over there right now with the height disadvantage. And this is a 1st and goal for the Generals at the 3-yard line.
Well, you got receivers that can run, receivers that catch. And this guy can adjust to the ball and get it at its highest point every time, they're going to have to put a safety over the top on him, or they're going to keep throwing that. AJ's doing as good as he can. He's 5'7", guarding 6'4".
He's giving up 8 inches
Yeah.
over there. First and goal, Generals from our 3-yard line. Prattville leading 14-zip here in the second quarter, 11:43 to play. And here's Davis with the carry, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage and pushed back a little bit.
Wow.
Nothing doing. Prattville stonewalls Reginald Davis right there. Ian Jackson in on the stop.
Ian Jackson, also Mason Taylor over there from his linebacker spot. But, yeah, you're going to – and now down here you can't do it this close, but when we get back in a bigger field, you're going to have to get a safety shading over the top of Jamari Smith.
Second and goal now for the Generals from the Lions' 4-yard line. 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. Lions up 14-0. And here is Franklin going under center this time. And quick pass into the corner, and it is incomplete. Intended for D. Lewis, and he just missed it.
Well, you see what they're going to do tonight.
Look, he's over there saying, come back to me. I just missed it. Come back to me.
They're throwing fades all night to these guys. And
well, why wouldn't you? You got 3 6'3", 6'4" receivers.
Yeah.
They're just large individuals all over the field tonight.
Well, what it's going to do is make your safeties play a little wider when you get an open field, and that's going to open up the running game for Lee.
Third and goal. Here comes another fade from the 4-yard line. This ball is incomplete once again. This time Gary gets the best of Jamari Smith, and it brings up 4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
You're going to see it again, probably to this side this time to
D. Lewis. And he's beating his chest saying, throw it to me, throw it to me, throw it to me.
And that wasn't AJ on that side. That was Thompson. Now you're going to see AJ on number 6, and that's where we're going to go with it. D. Lewis, that's where it's coming.
10:47 in the second. 4th and goal, and here's another fade into the corner, and this double this time incomplete. Double coverage on D. Lewis, and it goes incomplete. D's begging for a penalty. He ain't getting one.
Outstanding call as Cromlin came flying. He knew it was happening, too. We all knew it was going. And Cromlin came over there and helped make the play from his safety spot. Great job by Coach Shook making that adjustment there.
Let's check in with Donnie Burnett, our Steak and Shake reporter down on the sideline.
Ooh, we knew what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Because I heard him. I heard 6 yell across the way, throw it to me again.
Yeah.
Hey, but we got to go 94 now.
10:39 to play. Prattville still holding on to that 14-0 advantage. From the 4-yard line they go. Kramer from the shotgun. He's got Powell flanked to his right. Now I believe they got Lee jumping cross sides.
Cross sides. Is that cross sides, Donnie?
That is cross sides, and I'm sorry my math is bad. We got to go 96, not 94. Ball was on the 4. That was quick. But now the ball is on the 9, so we only got to go how many now?
83.
91. Hey, real quick, happy birthday to Vic's mom, the wonderful Cindy Abadaka.
Oh, yeah, man. Happy
She
birthday.
is wonderful. First and goal from the 9, 1st and 5 from the 9, and Kramer's going deep, looking downfield for Causey at their own 42-yard line along the boundary, incomplete. Just a little out of his reach.
Pretty good coverage by Lee there. Devary Campbell on the coverage there, but it would have taken a perfect spot pass to get it there.
Hey, Extreme Bowling happens tonight in Prattville at Bama Lanes after the game. You can Extreme Bowl Friday and Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., and the cost including unlimited bowling and sugar is only $10. And on homecoming weekend, Saturday night, Extreme Bowling, be there. Bama Lanes. 2nd and 5 for Prattville from the 9-yard line. And here is Powell with the carry, trying to bump to the outside. He'll get there, 20, 25, cuts it back to the middle, 35, 40, and finally wrestled down to the 41-yard line. A big run by Keandre Powell gets the Lions out of the hole at 31 yards on the carry, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Lions.
Boy, what an outstanding run. It's just a little toss sweep to that side, and somebody pulled. I couldn't tell who it was. It may have been the left guard, 54, Javon Harris pulling, but they did a great job, and then he just read that alley and just took off. Great job by Keandre there.
James Myers III checks in now, and the running back spot, and Kramer throws across the middle. He's got Thompson wide open at the 40, 35, cuts it back inside to the 31-yard line. Another great catch by Taylor Thompson from Kyle Kramer, and a 1st and 10 for the Lions in General's territory at the 31-yard line.
Wow, this can be huge right here. If we can get something points right in here, it's got to take a lot of wind out of the sails for Lee if we can do that. But Taylor did a great job. Great call by Matt Malone as he got him wide open in the middle of the field there.
1st and 10 from the Generals 30. Go the Lions. 9:30 to play here in the second quarter. 14-zip, the Lions lead, and Kramer wants to pass again across the middle this time.
Ooh.
In and out of the hands while he is draped in coverage was Kendrick Rogers, and here come the flags.
Yeah, the flag was thrown first by the other guy. He threw it about 30 yards in the air. We didn't see it till the second guy's flag came out, but he had his hand on his back. He's riding that slant too good there because he was in his hip pocket and had his back arm around him there.
No doubt about it.
Good call.
Excellent call.
Yes.
The pass interference is going to move the Lions into the Lee Generals red zone once again. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions at the Generals 15-yard line. Already leading 14-zip, and the Lions looking for more here on homecoming night. 9:23 to play in the second quarter. Lions up 14-zip and looking for more. From the 15 they go. Kramer, shotgun, 3 receivers bunched to the far side. And here is looking at that far side, throwing in the slant again.
Ooh.
Nearly intercepted. Coming across was the safety, and incomplete it goes at the 3-yard line.
But, Taylor never saw the ball.
No.
I don't know if he got tripped up when he was going out on his route, but he didn't get his head around until the ball was gone through. But it would have taken a perfect pass to get in there on that one.
2nd and 10 for the Lions from the Generals' 15-yard line. Keandre Powell back in the game now at running back after that long run and little breather. The Lions are going to move twins to the far side. Causey along here to the near side. And give to Powell. Powell trying to get around the end. He's pulled down by his shoulder pads, but fights ahead back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe picks up another yard back at up to the 14. Had him dead to right to the 20, but Powell is such a strong running back. He got a yard. Positive.
What I don't understand is why don't we throw the fade route to our 6'3", 6'4" receivers?
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have those.
We don't have one.
No. It'd be nice to have one, but we don't. But
timeout on the field. We'll take a 1-minute timeout ourselves. Lions football continues right after these words.
4 items, $4. 444. Get more for 4. Only at Steak and Shake.
Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Yeah. Third and 10 for the Lions from the Generals' 15-yard line, 8:56 to play, and another timeout called by the Lions. Hey, folks, Larry Puckett Tire Engineers, one of the best places in this city where you can save money and, most importantly, save time when you need tires and an express oil change. Discount prices for tires and all makes and models at Larry Puckett Tire Engineers and Larry Puckett Express Oil Change. No appointment needed. You just drive in.
Will you let me talk for a second?
I know you love them.
I love these guys because I ordered my tires this week. I told them we're not in a hurry. I mean, they would have had it already if I'd have wanted them, but there's no mud out there. I mean, maybe there's mud where you are, but look at that tire that I'm getting. It's called a Nito Ridge Grappler.
You mean you're getting them Ridge Grapplers?
I mean, I was a grappler in high school.
I've heard that about you.
And now I've got Ridge Grapplers going on my truck. And, man, I can't wait. That's going to make my truck look like more of a man truck. What's more man than Texas edition Chevrolet Silverado?
With Ridge Grapplers.
With Ridge Grapplers.
I mean, you asked me, there ain't nothing.
You got a Texas truck and you're a grappler.
That says it all.
That's it. But anyway, Lewis Mills, man, hooked me up. I got to put those things on as soon as the rain starts, which I'm not sure if that's ever happening, but here we go.
Coming out of the timeout, 3rd and 10. Kramer to pass from the Generals' 15-yard line. In some trouble. Running out of pressure. Gets a nice little block. Now throws into the end zone. Just throwing it away. And Taylor Thompson obliterates one of our sponsor signs. The C-squared CrossFit sign might not make it.
Will he be fined for that?
He might have to pay for a new end zone banner. Field goal attempt coming on for Prattville now, 4th and 10 from the Generals 15. It's Elliott Duke being called into action from the near hash mark. This will be a 32-yard attempt for Duke, well in his range. There's the hold, and there's the kick, and it is up and long, and it is beautiful. With 8:38 to play in the second quarter, the weapon that is Elliott Duke has struck again. Prattville leads it 17-0 over the Generals, and we're going to take a 30-second break and come right back. Lions football continues right after this.
Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Carter Mills, who's listening to the ball game tonight, eating PB&J and Cheetos, watching the Lions from his home in Booth, Alabama. We also want to give a shout-out to Knowlton Jackson, future Lion, class of 2034, watching at home with Nana and Pops.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the Lions faithful watching tonight that couldn't be here. Huge crowd here at Stanley Jensen tonight, and they're being treated to a nice ball game as the Prattville Lions have jumped out to a 17-0 lead. Here's a line drive kickoff that's been returned from the 15-10 to the 20-25. 30 to the 35-yard line is number 5, Christopher Dilliger. Let's check in with Steak and Shake Southern reporter, Coach Donnie Burnett.
Okay, that's what happens when you don't kick it in the end zone. Your guys are thinking he's going to kick it in the end zone. I'm just going to get on down there and make it look like I'm going.
La-di-da.
And then la-di-da, here we've now given up an extra 17 yards.
Well, when I played, I didn't. When they did kick it out of the end zone, then they didn't. I didn't go down there.
I mean,
that's their fault. That's the kicker's fault.
Do what you got to do, but I'm not blaming him.
All right, Lee comes out on a 4-wide set, 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line, and to give up the middle. This time with some room to run across the 50 to the 47-yard line is Reginald Davis. Ian Jackson makes a stop, but not before the Generals carry it into the Lions territory. 1st and 10 from the Lions 46 they go with 8 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Lions holding a 17-0 advantage.
Now, part of the reason that opened up that well is Wade White is such a good run support, but he's playing a soft safety, which is what he should be doing. Not so much worried about the run support, so that's going to open this up a little bit. But you see what we got to defend, those 2 wide receivers.
Here's Franklin, play action, throwing that fade up to the far side again. And this ball is nearly intercepted. And another flag coming out. They're going to get it. They're going to get pass interference on Thompson this time.
Wow.
Back at the 15-yard line. Looks like he was run over.
Yeah, that could have easily gone the other way.
Oh, wow. The Prattville faithful here are not appreciating that call very much right now, as the Generals will now move deep into Prattville territory, courtesy of a pass interference, the second pass interference levied against the Lions tonight. 1st and 10 for the Generals at the 30-yard line, at the Prattville 30-yard line. 7:33 to play in the second quarter. From the 25 of Prattville they go. Once the ball is finally spotted, and here is Franklin Jr. from the shotgun once again. 3 receivers to the far side and 1 to the near, and a late flag comes in, stops the play.
No motion.
They got false start is the call against the Generals. Stay tuned at halftime for the Marcus Jackson halftime show, halftime extravaganza, homecoming, a halftime extravaganza like no other. You will want to stay tuned for that. 1st and 15 now for the Generals, back at the Lions' 30-yard line. Lions holding a 17-0 edge over the Generals with 7:36 to play here in the second quarter, opening half. And look for that fade from the Generals here again.
Yeah, again to number 3 because we've got press man with Trey Thompson. Single coverage.
Franklin loads a shotgun in some pressure, throws it in the corner for him again, and incomplete it goes. Looks like they got caught up in some legs, and here comes another flag. That came from the line judge.
Wow.
And this time, it looked like they just got tangled up into his legs. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
Well, he's saying that he pushed him in the back, but I didn't see that from here. But I'm also not an official. I am the sideline guy. But he probably would not have gotten that call on the Prattville sideline.
Right. But again, just when they see him in press coverage, they're going to throw to Jamari Smith.
That is pass interference number 3, and I believe the officials have called another penalty at the 10-yard line. I think they're going to get Prattville for unsportsmanlike right here. I think they're discussing that. They've moved the ball 30 yards worth of penalties from the 45-yard lines, moved it down to the 15. I think they're going to get them again. Absolutely they do. Unsportsmanlike against the Lions for not appreciating that pass interference call. So 37 and a half yards of penalties. That has moved the Generals from our 45-yard line down to our 7.5. So with 7:28 to play, the Generals, courtesy of a lot of gifts right here, have a 1st and goal. Check that, the ball at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, Generals from the 7. And you can guess what might be coming.
If you remember last year in the playoffs, McGill did this same thing. They got 3rd and whatever. They just threw the fade, hoping they'd get a completion or an interference. And we got about 6 or 7 interference calls against McGill. And they tended to get them all on their sidelines, kind of like Lee's done tonight.
Absolutely. 1st and goal from the 7. Here is a give to Davis. Davis angling for the pylon, won't get there. He's stuck at the 5-yard line by a host of line defenders.
Wow. I think Donnie Burnett was on that tackle.
He might have been. Jameer Cromlin sticking his head in there, as well as Dominic James and a host of others. Well, I think Prattville's making it pretty clear you're not going to run the ball very effectively tonight.
So what do you think is coming up here?
I would say 3 fades to the corner. 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Second and goal, Generals from the 7.
Well, there it is. Jamari Smith, Trey Thompson got him in single coverage. Let's see if they go there. He's already stared him down. The quarterback stared him down. It's coming that way.
Franklin loads it up, looks that way. Now he's got to fire out in the flat. He's got a man wide open at the 5. And
fumble
out the back of the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. That's got to be a touchback.
Yes,
Fumbled out the back of the end zone, and Prattville defense forces a turnover, and the Generals are turned away again with 6:32 to play in the second quarter. The Lions defense comes up huge after 37 and a half yards of penalties, forces a turnover, and the Lions take over at their own 20-yard line.
Somebody got a hand in there. I don't know if Donnie could see it, but it was a great job by somebody, and he just tapped it out of his grasp into the end zone. I guess it went out of the back of the end zone, or we got it, covered it back there.
Let's check in with Donnie and find out more.
Well, first of all, what happened was that he snapped the ball. The quarterback wasn't ready because 22 was standing over here talking to him. And then when he got in trouble, he just dumps it to him. And I couldn't tell who hit it, but we grabbed it, and I think our legs were out of bounds. And so we grabbed it in, but we were out.
1st and 10 Lions from the 20. Kramer drops back to pass, throws in right in the middle, and looking for Taylor Thompson. Had him open at the 40, but just overthrew him. Even our 6'3" receiver couldn't go up and get that one. Little tall for Taylor. Great route, though. Great route. 6:25 to play in the second quarter. 17-0, Prattville on top. 2nd and 10 they go. Go the Lions from our own 20-yard line.
Kendrick Rogers begging for a play. You can't see it. He finally got it.
Kramer from the shotgun. Hands off to Rogers. Rogers bolting for the outside, following some blockers, cuts it back to the middle. And Rogers fumbles the ball and is picked up by the Lee Generals at the 31-yard line. Goodness.
Was that Keandre that was carrying the ball?
It was. Fumble on the play. The Generals have recovered, and with 6:16 to play, the Generals have it again. 1st and 10 at the Lions' 31-yard line.
Keandre had a great run going. He broke several tackles, good blocking on that side, and just somebody got a hand in, and we were fortunate because it bounced right into the lead defender and thought he might take it to the house. But
that's 2 weeks in a row they've gotten gifts like that, just bounce right up into their mitts. 6:16 to play in the second quarter. Generals now with the ball. at the Prattville 31-yard line. Here is Franklin from the shotgun. 3 receivers to that far side, looking to the near, and now throwing across the middle, incomplete to D. Lewis. And I don't see any flags. No flags.
I saw the ball right at the feet of the referee, and I thought, oh, no, here's
I thought it was the same thing. I thought the same thing. Like, you're not. I know.
Well, they sent D. Lewis, a 6'3", at least 240-pound H-back into the middle of the field, and good coverage right there by the Prattville secondary.
No doubt about it. 2nd and 10, go the Generals from our 31-yard line with 6:06 to play in the second quarter. And here is Franklin again in some pressure. Trotter giving pressure.
Yeah,
here comes flags. They got a hold coming up, and Franklin does the right thing and steps out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and holding is the call against the Generals back at the 37-yard line. That's going to be a death nail penalty. It's going to mark them back to the 47.
I can tell you Tim Trotter got held. I don't know if that's the one they called it.
I believe that's who they were calling it on.
But he was being held.
If he had not been held, he'd have had his hands on Tyrone Franklin Jr. in a minute.
He would have.
Second and forever now coming up for the Generals. It's going to be second and about 27 from the 47 of Prattville. 5:57 to play here before halftime, and Prattville leading at 17-zip, and we've got a heat timeout on the field. We'll take a 1-minute break. Lions Football continues right after this.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Chip Powell here with Lewis Mills, service manager of Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. Lewis, talk to us about your Express Oil Change.
Well, our Express Oil Change, we have a full-line mechanical shop. We do 10-minute oil changes, and we are a full-fledged tire shop. We're a direct dealer with Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and Yokohama.
When you need service, your oil change and tires, come here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tires Engineer.
2nd and 26 for the Generals from the Lions' 47-yard line. They're going to flood the secondary with 4 receivers here. Franklin drops back to pass. Under some pressure, has to throw it out. Quick screen set up to the 45-40. Davis hammered down at the 37-yard line by Ian Jackson.
Man, let me tell you what a hustle play that was by Tim Trotter. Defensive tackle / Ian ran that play down from behind. Great job right there.
3rd and 15 coming up for the Generals. Just inside the Prattville 36-yard line. 5:35 clock on the move here in the second quarter. Lions leading at 17-0 over the undefeated Lee Generals. Here's Franklin with 12 on the play clock, bringing his troops set. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. That one near is big Jamal Thomas, and he's looking to that far side now. And the ball is loose on the ground again. Fumble, and the Generals recover it once again.
Looked like
Dominic James knocked it loose, I believe.
Yeah, and Deshaun Daniels is there as well. Both those guys are there. Well, that was a great job.
It is 4th down, and the Generals in no man's land will be forced to punt this one away, I do believe. Justin Brown coming on to punt it away for the Generals. Kendrick Rogers going deep to receive. The punter number 4 ready to kick it to the return man number 4. 4:43 to play here in the second quarter. The Lions leading at 17-zip over the Generals from Robert E. Lee. Kendrick Rogers heels down at his own 10-yard line. Justin Brown heels down at his own 45, ready to punt this one away. High snap, pulled down, and nearly blocked again. Man. Just a hair away from getting blocked. He might have actually touched it a little bit, but it takes a Generals roll and out of bounds at the Prattville 9-yard line. With 4:18 to play, let's check in with sideline reporter, Steak and Shake's own Coach Donnie Burnett.
He thought about picking it up.
Yeah, he did.
But 5 was just a little close, and I don't know. That's scary back there. Chip, you've done that a couple of times.
Yeah, I returned some punts and actually practice it all the time at Auburn, but they never put me in there.
No,
I don't know why.
Probably because it wasn't fair.
I'm not sure, but I don't know if I could stand back there knowing that I was I had to catch it and then take off running. Nah.
It's not fun when you get hit right as you catch it.
Well, I can tell you that story that you did that to me in 10th grade, but it's okay.
1st and 10 Lions from their own 9-yard line. And here is a inside give to, I believe that's Powell. And Powell will get maybe 2 out to the 11. And we'll go under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. That's Jaden Kidd on the carry. Jaden Kidd getting back in the game. Some quality carries. Picks up 2. It's 2nd and 8 now for the Lions from our 11-yard line.
Well, Jaden kind of had some problems holding on to the ball last week, and he got sat down a little bit, and now he's taking over for Keandre after he fumbled. So let's hope Jaden holds on to it here.
2nd and 8 from the 11, and here's Jaden with the carry again. Jaden trying to get to the outside. Jaden Kidd across to the 15-yard line. He'll pick up 4 more yards to bring up a 3rd down and about 5. And stay tuned to halftime. The Marcus Jackson Halftime Show brings you one of Prattville's pillars of the community, Mr. Bob Gibson. You won't want to miss the great things going on with Gibson Tire Pros and all the great things they're doing for our community. Marcus Jackson comes at you at halftime with the Homecoming Extravaganza featuring Bob Gibson. You won't want to miss it. 3:11 to play here in the second quarter. Lines up 17-0 over the Generals. 3rd and 4 they go from just outside the 15-yard line. Kramer to pass across the middle. It is complete. And it is complete to Rogers, but there is a flag down at the 5-yard line. Rogers carries it out to the 30. It would be a 1st down, but there is a flag at the 5. And it is a hold against the Lions.
When Kendrick was a shoestring away from taking that one to the house there.
Boy, penalties are holding us down tonight, but what won't hold you down is Guardian Credit Union. Find out about earning up to 4% on your checking balance at myguardiancu.com. Guardian Credit Union is where you belong, and they are a great sponsor of this program. But the Lions have found themselves in a hole after the holding penalty. It's going to be 3rd down and about 15 yards to go from just inside our 5-yard line with 2:55 to play before half. And holding a 17-0 edge. Don't want to do anything to give the ball back down here as Kramer loads that shotgun up and drops back to pass. Looking downfield and now firing deep. He's got Bates running down the middle, and Bates makes the catch at the 50-yard line. Wow. It is a 1st down at the 50 on a 45-yard pass from Kramer to Alterius Bates. What a catch and what a throw.
Talking about a guy that can adjust to the ball in the air. Alterius Bates is fantastic at it, and Kramer put it right there in between those 2 safeties. It was a perfect play.
1st and 10 they go from the 50. And here is Kidd again with the carry. Going ahead across the 40 to the 35 to the 34-yard line. Jaden Kidd saying, don't forget about me. I'm a pretty good runner. 16 yards and a 1st down.
Boy, it's good to see Jaden get a little confidence back and hard running. We know he's a very talented runner. Just a problem holding on to the ball, and tonight he's just doing a super job.
1st and 10 from the 34 of the Generals go to the Lions, and here's a give again to Kidd. Kidd running hard up the middle. He's going to get inside the 30. Kidd brings it down to inside the 30-yard line. Going under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Lions leading 17-0 and looking for more.
James Myers coming in for Kidd now, getting him a little breather.
Right here. 2nd and 6 from the 30 they go. Lions in Generals territory with 1:35 to play in the second quarter. And Kramer wants to pass, looking downfield under some pressure, and hit as he throws, incomplete. Looking for a Casio there, and Kramer was rocked as he let that ball go. Showed a lot of poise standing in that pocket.
Well, he did. He saw him. He saw the linebacker blitzing from that side and hung in there as long as he could and took a shot and bounced right back up. Good job by Kramer there.
Clock stopped momentarily to 1:27 for the incomplete pass. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Lions at the Generals' 30-yard line. Bates now coming in motion. Kramer drops back to pass. Lots of protection. Now throws it incomplete to Thompson. Had it in his hands at the 27-yard line, and I think Taylor was trying to run before he had it. Had it set up nice, but couldn't quite hold on.
Little screen set up to this side. I'll tell you what, Matt Malone's drawn up some plays tonight, and we just that time lost a little concentration on the ball, but I'll tell you what, we'll go right back to it later on in the game.
4th and 6, go to the lines here from the Generals 30. Looks like they're going to elect to go for it with 1:21 to play and with a 17-0 edge just before half. We've seen this happen twice last week at Wetumpka. Play clock down at 10 and now 9. Trying to adjust. And here's Kramer with a snap, and he quick kicks it. And it's going to take a Prattville roll inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Pins lead deep. That's a little strategery there, Chip.
No doubt about it. What you got to do now, in my opinion, is you got to have 2 safeties on the hash, maybe one in the middle of the field. Press man on those 2 receivers. Try to keep them from getting into a deep route right off the bat. We'll see what we do here. But I see Wade White and Cromlin deep, and it looked like a 2-deep look here. And hopefully we'll keep the big play from happening here. Notice a new corner that we got in. Ladarius Fitz lined up at corner on this side. And our safeties are not deep at all. No. And here's that funky formation that they did last year so much.
That diamond quad formation on receivers on the far side. And one alone to the near with 1:11 to play. Generals go from their own 8-yard line. Franklin throws it deep, looking downfield to incomplete to number 2, DeMarsha Davis. No flags. Clock stops with 1:03 to play before half.
What great coverage, man. I mean, I hadn't seen Ladarius Fitz in the game tonight. He comes in and just runs stride for stride with the receiver. And you know what they're trying to do, and you can tell. I mean, they're isolating one receiver. And don't be surprised if they don't do it again. But this time you may see that screen out to that quad receiver side.
2nd and 10 they go from the 8. The Generals, Franklin under center, drops back to pass from the end zone, throws it, and nearly incomplete, nearly intercepted by Thompson at the 10, and if he catches it at 6.
He walks.
But he could not hold on to it, and now it's 3rd and 10 for the Generals from the 8-yard line. Prattville still with 2 timeouts, Lee with 2 as well. 55 seconds to play, and a stop here means the Lions are going to get another crack at it, so they got to get this stop. Lions leading 17-0. It's been a great first half for the Prattville Lions. 55 seconds to play before the half. And remind you, the Marcus Jackson halftime show is coming at you at halftime, along with the homecoming extravaganza and along with a representative from Prattville Intermediate School to tell you about their events of homecoming this week. Won't want to miss it. So much to get to, so much material. Don't go anywhere. Homecoming coming right at you.
Yeah, big play here. If we can hold them, they got to punt this one. That'll be huge.
Davis gets the carry up the middle, and Davis is going down after a 2-yard pickup at the 10, and with 50 seconds left.
We're going to get a timeout here.
Timeout has been called by Prattville with 49 seconds to play in the half. And we're going to stay right here with it. I want to remind you folks that Piggly Wiggly at Pine Level is a great sponsor of this program, and you don't have to fight the traffic and long lines at the big box grocery stores to get great steak at the best prices. Travel right up to Highway 31 to Piggly Wiggly in Pine Level for Black Angus beef, and don't forget, the grill will be smoking this weekend at Piggly Wiggly in Pine Level. And with Auburn on the road at Florida this weekend and Bama playing somebody, I forget. I can't keep up. But
they're unranked.
Oh, that's right.
Open.
They're playing Idle this week, playing bye week. And a bye week nearly beat Tennessee. So you got to watch out for them. So great weekend to get over to Piggly Wiggly and get some great food for the football, for the college football Saturday and your NFL Sundays. Piggly Wiggly at Pine Level. Nothing like it. So 49 seconds to play here. Prattville is going to get the ball back. Lee is going to have to punt from the shadows of their own goalpost. Kendrick Rogers will be heels down right at the 50. Right on the great seal of the city of Prattville.
Yeah, look for Bates, who's lined up on this side, and also number 11, who blocked the first punt.
Gavon Furlow.
Furlow on the other side. They should be. It's been a high snap a lot of the night. You got to think this snapper is under pressure right here, so we'll watch and see what happens.
Justin Brown is 3 yards deep in his own end zone. Takes a wobbly snap and gets it away, and it is a bad punt. That's going to take a good bounce. And Rogers is going to pick it up at the 50-yard line and try to get something out of it, and he's pulled down by his headgear at the 50. 33 seconds to play, and Prattville has 50 yards to pay dirt. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett, our Steak and Shake sideline reporter.
Come on. I'm sorry.
Oh.
There's 3 officials over here, and not a one of them wants to throw the flag.
Was it a face mask?
It was a face mask. Hey, look, if you remember, I told you 2 years ago that there were 2 guys coming up, defensive backs, Malik and Chop.
Mm-hmm.
Chop is Ladarius. He's number 7. Malik has already been out there. So,
well, let me
guys,
tell you,
I'm
Chop
telling you,
can
man,
run.
Chop can fly.
Chop's a player.
Run, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I told you about those 2. They're special.
1st and 10 from the 50. Go to the lines with 33 seconds to play, and here's a quick pass out into the flats, and it's a double pass. Looking downfield, and it is, I believe, intercepted at the 10-yard line. Yes, it is. Nice idea, double pass. Yep. Lee had it covered up, intercepted at the 10. So now with 30 seconds to play.
I don't know if Kendrick could have thrown it that far, but Isaiah Causey was on this side of the field. Kendrick was on the total other. There wasn't nobody within 20 yards of him, but I think it would have taken John Elway to throw that one.
I think you're right. 29 seconds to play before half. The Generals, still with 2 timeouts, will have the ball from their own 10-yard line this time. Probably leading 17-zip, and this is the longest final minute of a half that I can remember. This is longer than a night Lanier busted the clock at Crampton Bowl back in I think it was 2010. Here is Franklin again from the shotgun. 4 receivers set, 2 to either side. Slow snap back to him. He's in some pressure and throws it incomplete. Hit as he throws, and it goes harmless at the 10-yard line. And Tyrone Franklin Jr. has taken some abuse tonight. He really has. This Prattville defensive front has harassed him all night long. They have not been nice to him at all.
You know, we hadn't really talked that much about him, but he's got a great arm. They list him at 5'10", 148. And I didn't know 148 pounds could throw that far. But he's got a good arm.
22 seconds to play before the half. 2nd and 10 now for the Generals at their 10-yard line. 3 receivers set to the far side, 1 to the near, and Franklin's looking that way. Hit as he throws again, and this ball's up for grabs, and it is nearly pulled down and intercepted at the 50-yard line into double coverage by Chop over there. Chop Fitz. I love that name.
Yeah, I can tell you this, that the first play I saw him in there and they ran that go on him and he was in the guy's hip, I said, well, I don't know him, but I know he can run. Man.
You picked that up right away. You have a nose for good cornerbacks.
Yeah, that guy, he looked good for the first time. I hadn't seen him all year. Have y'all?
Well, Coach has been talking about him, about bringing him up quick. He's just a sophomore. He's got a lot of years to play here. Here in 3rd and 10, here's a give to Davis. And Davis goes down at the 12-yard line after he's just abused by Prattville's linebacking core. And that will do it for the halftime period. Well, nope. Coach Ross calls his final timeout.
Yeah, good idea.
It is 4th down with 3 seconds left to play in the half, and the Lions are going to have to punt this one away.
You know what I'd do? I'd seriously, 3 seconds left, go out there with 12 guys and go for it.
See what happens.
They may be so excited they won't make a count, and see if you can't block it, get away with it.
After the game tonight, you can ignite until midnight at Launch Trampoline Park. It's the coolest blacklight party around, the ultimate, the extreme Launch Trampoline. And don't forget that this October Halloween season, they will be turning their laser tag arena into a scare floor, a haunted maze, if you will, all the way until I think October 25th or so. So $10 to get into the scare floor at Launch Trampoline Park, one of our biggest fundraisers around, a great pillar of the community, a great new business. Make sure you pay homage to them by taking in the sights at Launch Trampoline Park. Is really awesome.
Well, speaking of launch, it looks like that may be what they're going to do is launch a long pass and try to get this clock to run out, because I think it's safer to do that than to actually punt it, but we'll see. Now they're lining up in punt formation.
Well, their punter is also a running back, so it's hard to tell.
Snapper seems to snap it a little higher every snap.
And a little high and to the right.
Yeah, let's see if he does it one more time. A little higher here.
Justin Brown, again, from his end zone. We'll try to punt this one again. Rogers is down at his 40, is at the General's 40-yard line, heels down, ready to receive the punt. And it is a straight-up punt, straight up in the air. Rogers calls a fair catch at the 41-yard line. And that's the end of the first half. Let's go down the sideline with Coach Ross, standing by with Donnie Burnett.
Hey, I like that. Coach, we came out, we playing tough. dang penalties are
killing us, man. Those pass interferences, man, they went about 4 in a row right there. And they got tall players, man. It's going to be a physical game. You know, I get it. Hey, they see it one way, we see it another. But, hey, we're playing really good football. Really proud of our defense. We bowled up 4 jump balls right there. We fought it, played in the air, did a really good job. Playing okay offensive. We can run the football, man. We're just missing some opportunities. Some crucial penalties have hurt us. This game's 17-0, but we should easily be 24-31 right now.
I'll take 17, and you guys go to work. All day. Hey, guys, I know y'all haven't talked about this yet. I get to interview the homecoming queen here in a little while.
And that is what we're all looking forward to. I know you especially.
I am especially excited about interviewing the homecoming queen.
We got a lot to get to at halftime, so let's go ahead and get our 3-minute break. And we'll be coming right back at you with the Marcus Jackson Halftime Extravaganza on homecoming night as Prattville Lions football continues after these words.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clinton Tractor.
It's not too early to sign up to make money. The region's largest quality kids consignment sale begins October 26th. It's the Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale at Prattville Pickers. Children's clothing, shoes, accessories, toys, books, strollers, swings, furniture, even maternity, and much, much more. Sign up at momsmarketplace.net to sell your quality kids items, volunteer to make even more, and shop first. The Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale happens October 26th. momsmarketplace.net.
I could have built a drugstore anywhere in Montgomery, but it was this neighborhood that needed it. When I moved here, it was thriving. I want to see it that way again. Riverbank made borrowing the money easy when other banks didn't. It's nice when people care enough to make sure you have what you need. That's how I treat my customers, and that's how the folks at Riverbank treat me.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
You need a truck. You got to have a truck.
All right, welcome back to Stanley Jensen Stadium. Prattville on top 17-0 here at halftime over Robert E. Lee. And now it's time for the Marcus Jackson halftime extravaganza with special guest Bob Gibson. Y'all take it away, guys.
Thank you, Stacy. You're right. We have tonight's guest is Bob Gibson of Gibson's Tire Pros. Thanks for taking your time to visit with us tonight, Bob. How are you?
Marcus, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. Glad you're here. Hey, being a former Lion and a huge supporter of the football program, what are your thoughts on what Coach Ross and his staff have done in his first year and a half back here with the program?
Man, Marcus, this is incredible. Just the obvious change in culture with the team and with the players and the fan support, the community. People ask me all the time, I don't have children in the school system anymore. Why do you are so involved in supporting the team? Well, we're just living in a community where a successful, and that's more than wins and losses, a successful high school football program bleeds into the entire community. It bleeds into the business community. It bleeds, it enhances the entire community, and that's why it's so important to us.
Yes, sir. And that's the next question I was going to ask is being as involved as you are, with your charitable efforts and being a former past chairman of the board of directors at the Prattville Area Chamber of Commerce. In your opinion, what type of impact does the success of Prattville football, athletics, and education have on our community, and also bringing in others to our community?
It's amazing, actually, the difference it makes in our community when we have a successful high school football program. The several other business owners, and I talk about it all the time, it's kind of mind-boggling. You can't put your finger on why it does, but it does. We will see an uptick in business. I mean, it's because it's just generally the community feels better about itself, and it draws attention to our community, which makes people take a look at our community. And then our community is so great that when people take a look at it, they're hooked.
Yes,
and
sir.
to me, that's how it brings new people into our community.
And that's where that phrase, the preferred community, comes in.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, you guys have a huge event coming up in the next couple of weeks. Can you explain to me and to the listeners out there how you guys came up with this idea of the Great Grit Cook-Off?
I can't take credit for that. My brother Hootie actually came up with the idea. It sounded good to me, and we pitched it to David Lewis and Keith Cantrell at the Y. The Y has been so important in our childhoods growing up, and with our entire family, my sisters, my parents. It was incredibly important in our life, and that's something we've always wanted to give back to was the Y. And so we came up with this and pitched it to David and Keith, and they thought it was strange, but hey, let's see what happens. And I'll never forget, this is our 7th Grits Cook-Off.
Okay.
And our first one, it stormed. I mean, it came a storm like out of nowhere, and we had to move everybody inside the gym at the Y.
Okay.
Good thing is now we draw enough people, we couldn't get them all inside the Y, and that's a great thing. And but I'd almost be willing to trade it if we could get some of that rain like we got 7 years ago. We need it pretty bad.
Hey, we need the rain as long as it doesn't rain on that day, right?
That's
2
right.
weeks from 3 weeks from today, right?
Tomorrow. Right, the 19th.
The 19th.
Right,
Okay.
19th.
Now, how many people have you guys anticipate coming? How many have you had in the last few years on average?
Attendance is usually somewhere around 1,200 to 1,500.
Okay.
We have, for those of you that may not have ever been there or heard about it, what we do is we do a grits cook-off, and we have teams, cook teams, and we have churches put in cook teams, we have restaurants put in cook teams, businesses put in cook teams, individuals put in cook teams, and when you come in, you can sample all the different grits that they've cooked, and it's amazing, Marcus, the different things that people can put in grits and make them taste good. It's just unbelievable the things they can do with grits. And then we also have some games for the kids.
Okay.
We also have arts and crafts there. We have craft vendors selling their wares, really neat and interesting stuff. We also have some musical entertainment that'll be there and performing throughout the morning. And that's the neat thing about this event. It's not an all-day affair. It's a morning event.
Okay.
We get started pretty early, and then usually by lunch we're wrapped up, so it doesn't take up your whole day. You can still get out and watch some football. Yeah. And it's, Marcus, to me the great thing about this event is there's not a better cause than our youth.
Yes, sir.
And what we do with this event, it helps fund the YMCA's Coach a Child campaign.
Okay.
It brings everybody in the community together. I mean, there's how many things are there that we have nowadays that the entire family can come enjoy something, and the entire family can come enjoy this. And then it benefits, we're watching these great athletes out here performing tonight, and who knows, there may be a child sitting out in these bleachers hoping he's going to be out there on Friday night in the next several years, but he's not real sure how he's going to get there.
Yes.
Whatever his circumstances may be, and what we do is we help fund the YMCA's Coach a Child campaign. The Y does such a fantastic job. No child's turned away. If a child wants to participate in an activity or a sport, they're not going to turn them away. They're going to figure out a way to make it happen for that child. And, I mean, to me, there's no greater investment in our community than in our youth and our children.
Amen. Amen. How many young people do you estimate have benefited from this program?
You know, Marcus, I can't give you an exact number of kids, but I can give you a dollar amount.
Okay.
It's roughly $200,000 a year.
Wow.
That goes through the Y, and that's not all coming from us.
Yeah.
I mean, we try to do our part, but the entire Coach Child campaign at the Y funds about $200,000 a year to make sure that no child in our community can't participate in whatever event he wants to participate in.
Judges, I've been asked, what are the qualifications, and do you need any judges for this year?
Well, I tell you, obviously the qualifications are not very high. Because Donnie Burnett's been a judge every year, so the bar's not set real high.
So has he begged you to be be a judge?
Donnie signs up before we leave that day for the next year.
For the next year, wow. All right. Well, hey, where can our listeners go to find out more about the event?
You can go to the Y's website. That's going to be your main way. There's a main way to do that. There's also, for those of you who are unlike me and enjoy exercise, we also have the Nitty Gritty 5K, and there's a website for that. You can go sign up if you enjoy that type of thing. Now, if you see me running, you better look for something chasing me, coming behind me. But
big dog or something.
Yeah, but a lot of people like to do that, and we have a huge turnout for the 5K. Those guys do a great job putting that race on. And it's really just a great, fun family event.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, we appreciate that all that you and your family do and have done for this community, and I appreciate you taking the time out tonight to share with us what you guys have going on in the next few weeks.
Marcus, I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate everything you do for our community. A lot of people probably don't realize how much you do, and I know how much you do and how much time you give, and I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you've been listening to the Marcus Jackson Halftime Extravaganza. What we're going to do, we're going to take a 3-minute break on the radio network. We're going to keep the live video feed audio going because we got homecoming festivities taking place now, but we're going to take a 3-minute commercial break. Prattville up 17-0 over Robert E. Lee. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Representing the sophomore class, Laura Keith, escorted by her father, Jeffrey Keith. Nevaeh Hadley, escorted by her father, James Wilson. Anna Grace Benoist, escorted by her stepfather, Bruce Little. Cece Moss, escorted by her stepfather, Rodney Richardson. Representing the junior class, Samaya Cameron, escorted by her brother, Christopher Jones. Madison Cooper, escorted by her father, Josh Cooper. Gracie Keith, escorted by her father, Jeffrey Keith. Hannah Murphy, escorted by her father, Neil Murphy. Kate Pass, escorted by her father, Garrett Pass. And Celeste Ramirez, escorted by her father, Roger Ramirez. And representing the senior class of 2020, Katie Bum.
Welcome back to Stanley Jensen Stadium, Kevin Turner Field. Homecoming night here in Prattville, Alabama, and it has been quite a first half for the Prattville Lions. They have staked themselves to a 17-0 lead over Region 2 rival, the Lee Generals, currently undefeated, but that is in jeopardy at the moment as the Lions are all over them in the first half. Right now we're announcing the homecoming court, and the homecoming queen is soon to be announced, and we're going to take it down to the sideline where Donnie Burnett is awaiting the announcement.
I'm waiting. Well, I think we still got a few more girls to go, don't we?
It looks like we got 3 or 4 more. Now, Donnie, you've got a long-standing tradition of interviewing the homecoming. How did this tradition come about?
I'm not real sure, but I think Milzer one night goes, "Hey, let's see if you can interview the homecoming queen." And I just busted up in there like, "Hey, I'm supposed to be doing this." And the picture people are screaming at me, "Hey, you got to get out of the way." I was like, "Nope, sorry, we're on the air." So I'm going to go with that, and I think that's it.
Well, hey, as soon as you're done with interviewing the homecoming queen, we got the pride of Prattville Intermediate School standing by to talk about their week of homecoming festivities as well.
Hey, we had a little homecoming activities at the junior high this week.
Don't you love how all the schools come together and do this homecoming thing as one?
It's great. I mean, everybody gets to participate in the parade. So, I mean, it's great. Thanks, Prattville High School, for coordinating all this stuff. So it was outstanding.
And the homecoming parade really is what everybody looks for almost all year long. We do 7 parades in Prattville. The homecoming parade may be the most popular.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think that guy in the red suit with the white beard might be up there pretty high, too.
He's a close second. He's a close second.
Second.
But the guys in the Cardinal suits, I think, might outweigh him.
Cardinal suit guys are taking Santa and putting him in second place.
Putting him in check.
Hey, and how about Bob Gibson and Marcus Jackson talking about the qualifications of a judge?
Yeah, how about that?
Throw me under the bus.
Lowballing the judge there a little bit.
Really? I mean, they don't understand how much money it costs me to be a judge every year. But I have actually stopped eating grits at this point, so my taste buds will be ready come October the 19th.
Preparing for what lies ahead.
And I'm going to tell you, there's been some outstanding, unbelievable grit combinations.
All right, Donnie, looks like the announcement is just seconds away.
Last year's queen, Claire Segura, is currently working as a member of the Pride of Dixie Marching Band at the University of North Alabama. So to help us crown our 2019 Homecoming King Queen, please welcome last year's King, Carlton Jones.
All right.
Congratulations to our 2019 Homecoming King, Kendrick Rogers, son of Lonnie Rogers.
He's a little busy right now.
Yeah, Kendrick's getting a little talking to right now.
Ladies
All right,
and
here we go.
Your 2019 Prattville High School Homecoming Queen is Nicole North.
All right.
What's the name again, Donnie?
It's Nicole. Please don't make me tell you her last name. I just remember Nicole.
She is your homecoming queen, and very soon will be interviewed by one Donnie Burnett. Hey, while we're waiting on that interview, we're going to turn it over to Prattville Intermediate School right now. We've got some kids here, representatives of the fine school that is Prattville Intermediate School. We've got Corey Duet right now, son of Morgan Duet, here to talk about some of the festivities that have gone on during the week. Corey, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah. So at Prattville Intermediate School, we do homecoming, and we did where there was a king and a queen, and out of the classes, your classmates elected you, and they did it between the 5th and 6th grade to see who would be the homecoming king or queen.
And who was the king this year?
For the 6th grade, it was Hope Stovall.
Hope Stovall? And who was the queen of 5th grade? Kimberly Carter? Kinley Carter. Jackson Horn knew it. All right. We're going to switch to the next Prattville Intermediate School student, but before we do that, let's go down to Donnie Burnett on the sideline.
All right, we got to get hugs and kisses first. Nicole, congratulations on being named the homecoming queen. Tell us anything you want to say right now. You're on the radio.
I love Prattville High School. I really do. Thank you for allowing me to grow all 4 years of my life and teaching me and becoming a better young woman. Thank you.
All right, tell me about future plans. What we got future plan-wise?
My future plans are to go to school to be a surgical nurse and later on be a plastic surgeon.
Wow.
Thank you.
Any idea where you're going to go yet?
I plan on going to school in Georgia. I'm not sure which school yet, but that's where my dad stays. I want to be with him.
Dad says we're going to Georgia. Nicole, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you got to go down here and take pictures. Nicole North.
Great job, Donnie, as always.
Your 2019 homecoming queen.
Excellent. Excellent as always. Up here in the booth, we're joined by Prattville Intermediate School student number 2, John Higgins Burns, who looks strongly like 1986 Michael J. Fox Teen Wolf.
Also, a big welcome
Higgins, you're a big guy at Prattville Intermediate School, 5th grader, know your stuff. Tell us about the week of homecoming, the dress-up days.
Well, on Monday we do like Marvel versus Disney. That was pretty fun. You could dress up in like a costume and or wear a shirt. On Tuesday we did 90s, 80s, and 70s. You could be
Sweet.
a hippie, a disco person, and whatever else.
Or a grunge metal kid from the 90s. What did you choose, by the way?
I was a hippie.
Nice. I can see that. Okay.
Yeah, and on
One more.
Wednesday we did
Help him out. Help him out. Help him out.
Oh, yeah, we did Wacky Wednesday.
Yeah.
You could wear some of your house shirts. We also do houses. And you could wear clothes over clothes and mismatched socks and different shoes, and that's what we did.
All right, Higgins Burns, great job, great job. We're going to turn it over to the next Prattville Intermediate student. We got 2 more to get to. This is Mr. Little himself, James Little. You might know him from his escapades on the Dixie Youth baseball field. Excellent pitcher, but also a great representative of Prattville Intermediate School. James, how you doing?
Amazing, bro.
Amazing, bruh. I like it. You got a personality for radio already. I can feel it. Now tell us about your take on homecoming for the weekend. You're sitting down there in the student section tonight with your school. What's that like?
Well, it's pretty cool. We get to see them cheerleaders with a great view. We get to see the game. And so far, Prattville is spankingly.
Don't you like to see Prattville spanking up on some fools?
Yeah, man.
I know, right? Great job, buddy. Great job. Thanks for your input. Thanks for your insight. That's the best interview of the night so far. All right, let's turn it over to Jackson Horn, who's standing by. Our final interview of the night from Prattville Intermediate School. I meant Jaden. When I say Jackson, I knew it was Jaden. Jaden Horn, buddy. Tell us about homecoming at Prattville Intermediate School.
Well, we had this pep rally, and the cheerleaders came, and some of the players came, and we had a great time. And tonight we're watching the football players again, and as James said, we're whooping Lee, and I hope we can continue to do that.
Hey, does this get you pumped up about being at the high school one day?
Yeah, it
I mean, it's
does.
not far off. I mean, you got 1 year left at intermediate, and then you're off to junior high, and then it's the high school, baby, big time. That's got to be exciting, right?
Yeah, it is.
Very cool. Well, hey, you guys, you Prattville Intermediate School kids did a great job. You're the future of Prattville, the future of the high school, future of baseball, future of football, everything. You guys keep up the good work, and we'll see you real soon, all right?
All right, bye.
Bye, guys. Prattville Intermediate School in the house, up here in the booth, talking about their week of homecoming. And I'm going to tell you, what makes the Prattville schools so great is that you've got PKS, Prattville Kindergarten School, Prattville Intermediate School, Prattville Elementary School, Prattville Primary School, Daniel Pratt, the junior high, and the high school all participate in homecoming together. It is a family affair here at Prattville High School, and there is always room for more. So don't be afraid to come on in and be part of the great things happening in the Tauga County schools, particularly in the city of Prattville. We're about set to get the third quarter underway. Before we do, I want to give a special shout-out to a man who got up at 4:30 a.m. this morning to listen to this ball game, all the way over in India. And he's the uncle of Colin Rogers. His name is Mike Rogers, and he's listening from way over in India, and that is much further away than Mulberry, Tennessee. So Mike Rogers wins the distance winner of the night. We want to thank him very much for listening in, and hey, your nephew Colin has got an atomic leg, and we're proud of what he's doing for us for this Prattville Lions football program. Third quarter about to get underway here as we go. The Lions will receive the opening kick from the Generals. Generals on their first kickoff of the night. Chip, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back up in here for the second half.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here. No?
Need to give Chip a little volume in his mic there.
Am I there? There I am.
There you are.
I got you. Man, hey, you got to think that Caleb went in and saying, look, guys, we're fortunate to be up 17-0. They fumbled twice in the red zone. We got one touchdown off a block punt. So we've got to get some points on the board and just realize how close a game it still is, because explosive as they are, it's going to be tough.
That's exactly right. As Brown kicks this one off, it's a pooch kick, fair caught at the 26-yard line by Isaiah Causey. And there you have it. Lions take over at their own 26. To start the third quarter, up 17-0. Let's check in with Steak and Shake sideline reporter, Coach Donnie Burnett.
Okay, so I just impressed the cheerleaders.
Well, what else is new?
I've done that every week.
Hey, I said, look, I bet you he's going to pooch this ball right over there. And they don't really know about the alignment and things to look at. They're like, wow, you're so smart. And I was like, hey, I'm a coach. Great halftime little going on up there, guys. And let me tell you, you would think that a guy's up 17-0 would be okay with where he's at.
No.
There was some chewing going on over there, guys.
I believe it. Kramer on first down, quick pitch out to Bates in the flat. Following some blockers, 30, 35. Bates cuts it back inside, and there's going to be a hold by Causey at the 40. Bates out of bounds at the 45, and they're going to call it on Bates, and that is a
They're calling on Isaiah Causey.
I mean Causey. They're calling on Causey for a hold.
Well, it didn't look like it was much, but we were going to get 8 yards if he touched the guy or not. You know, just kind of shield him, and we get 8 yards. So it's just a mistake by Isaiah there.
Spot foul is going to mark Prattville back to their so they're marking it back at the 24-yard line. 1st and 12 for the Lions. We'll start this all over again with 11:49 to play in the third quarter. Lions up 17-0. Opening possession of the second half. And here is a fumbled exchange on the handoff. And fortunately, the Lions fall back on it. Quick heads-up move by Powell to fall back on that fumble.
Yeah, he just didn't get it. I don't know if it was placed wrong, but it was the exchange was not good. Ball on the ground. Keandra did a good job getting on that one quick.
2nd and 15 now for the Lions. Back at their own 22-yard line. Kramer drops the pass and now throws it quick. In and out of the hands of Causey at the 32-yard line. Put it right between the 8 and the 1, and a little heat on it, and Causey just couldn't hold on. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 15. They're actually going to call it 14 at the 22-yard line. 11:14 to play in the third quarter. Third quarter just underway. Prattville leading 17-0. Now possession play for the Lions from their own 22-yard line. 3rd and 14. 2 receivers to either side. Powell flanks Kramer to the left. And now Kramer waits for that shotgun snap. Play clock at 10. Now he's got it. Looking to pass. Having to step out of pressure. Still stepping out. Kramer going to have to run with it. And another flag's coming down. Another hold on the
That had
Lions.
to have been a late hit on this side. Maybe not.
No flags on that. But there's a flag in the offensive backfield. And probably punting from near their own end zone. Let's go down to Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
Yeah, that's a holding penalty, which is a good call. And I don't know. Kyle, it's hard to tell if he was in or out. But, yeah, he got hit pretty hard over there. But if they take the penalty, we're going to get to play 3rd down again, but we're going to have to back up. Wait, where's he going?
Well, they're marking it ahead.
I'm confused.
They're declining the penalty.
They declined the penalty. Okay. All right, I see what happened.
It is going to be 4th down and about 7 from the 29-yard line.
And that's probably the best call if you're Lee.
Yep. We'll be seeing what Kyle can do from the shadows of his own goalpost.
Well, that's just this disastrous series there. We had two holds, a drop pass, just didn't look good.
Not at all.
There. Defense has got to come in there and change that up.
Fairhurst on to punt for the Lions from his own 15-yard line. The Lee return man is back at his own 31 to receive. 11 minutes to play. In third, Fairhurst gets this one away. It is a high punt. It's going to take a little short Lee bounce back into Prattville territory at the 45-yard line. So Lee will start off at the Lions' 45, an excellent field position to begin their first drive of the third quarter of the second half. Lions up 17-zip with 10:51 to play.
You know, if you look at this score and you think, wow, Prattville's really dominating, but we've really been fortunate with the block punt that we got and covered on the two. Again, we talked about that coming out of half. But Lee has had 2 turnovers in the end zone, or right at the goal line on one of them. But we got to try to keep them out of the end zone. You know, you're going to throw these receivers too.
From our 45, the give is to Davis, and Davis has got a little bit of run room across the 40 down to the 37-yard line before he's tripped up by Deshaun Daniels.
Also Cromlin in on the tackle too, coming up from his safety spot.
They're going to move it 8 yards on that play. 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Generals at the Lions' 37-yard line. Here is Franklin from the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side, none to the far. And the give is to Davis going right up the middle, and he'll have his first down across the 35 to the 34-yard line. And the Generals establishing a line of scrimmage here in the third quarter. 1st and 10, Generals at the Lions' 33-yard line.
Look like Mason Taylor and Dominic James on the tackle for the Lions.
We go under 10 minutes to play now in the third quarter. Lions up 17-zip, but the Generals threatening early here in the second half. Here is Franklin from the shotgun. Bunch set. He's going to give up to his running back this time. It's number 7, Brian Thomas II. He's going to carry inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line.
There's no doubt what Lee's doing. We're getting our safeties over there on that receiver. We're having basically double covering, especially number 3, Jamari Smith, and they're just trying to take advantage in the middle there.
They're giving it to Thomas again, and this time Thomas is going to get his way inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line and move for a first down. Now, this new running back, Brian Thomas, is a sophomore, 6 foot, 220 pounds.
Wow.
Big body. Another number 7 in the backfield for Lee.
We get to see him for 2 more years.
1st and 10 for the Generals in the Prattville red zone at the 18-yard line. 9 minutes to play in the third. Prattville leading 17-0. That lead is in jeopardy as the Generals have penetrated the Prattville red zone. Here's Franklin calling out his play. Moving to the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. That's Big Thomas over there. And the give is to
good look by Mason Taylor.
Thomas again. He's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and fall forward to the 15-yard line. 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Generals at the Prattville 15.
Well, this is where the defense has stood tall in the first half. They're going to have to do it again here because they get a touchdown here. It's with these receivers and explosive athletes Lee's got, they're back in the game.
You're right, Chip. You're right. 8:15 clock on the move. 2nd and 7 go the Generals from the Lions, just inside the Lions' 15-yard line. Here is Franklin looking to pass, throwing that fade in the corner. Got a man down there. Prattville coming over, knocks it away. Incomplete. Great coverage coming over from the safety.
Well, you had Ian Jackson, who's about the same height over there. He's an outside linebacker, but he's lining up good. That's a good adjustment. You got him playing press man with Trey Thompson at safety coming over the top. We almost had a chance to intercept that one in the end zone. That'd be great if you get another turnover again here in the red zone.
3rd and 7 go the Generals, this time from the Prattville 14-yard line. Just inside, between the 14 and 15. 3rd and 7 they go. 7:58 left in the third quarter. And here is Franklin looking to pass, rolling to his left, rolling to his right. Going to make a run for it. Be short of the first down at the 11, 12-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down. but they spotted at the 9. Goodness gracious. What a healthy spot. But it is 4th down nonetheless, 4th down and about 2. And we'll see if the Generals elect to kick a field goal here or if they'll try to go for it. With 7:49 to play in the third, Lions up 17-0. It's a 3-score game. A field goal puts you back in it. Let's see what they elect to do here. Let's go down to Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
Number 4 just put on the square-toed shoe, but they're pulling him back. I kid you not. He just changed shoes. And now we got a timeout. They're going to discuss it.
Can't decide what to do. We're going to take a 1-minute break. Lions football continues after these words.
Previously owned trucks in Central Alabama is at Auto X of Prattville on South Memorial Drive. At Auto X of Prattville, they have Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverados, great selection of Ram tough trucks, great selection of Jeep Wranglers, and the best selection of SUVs in Central Alabama. Go to their website at autoxofprattville.com or follow on Facebook. Give them a call at 491-1045. That's 491-1045.
Chip Powell here at Lee.
Coming out of the break, 4th and 2 for the Generals. Here we go, sending Lewis in motion, now stopping short, and it's a give up the middle. It's Thomas on the carry. Yep, he's going to get his first down. He may have it. He may. It's going to be really close. The line to make was just inside the 7, and it looks like he's short. Is he short? Let's check in with Donnie. He's looking right on the line down there. Donnie, what do you see?
I think he's short. But we're going to find out. Oh, yeah, he's short.
Oh, he is short.
He's short by a yard.
What a stand by the Prattville defense. What a stand. Again, hey, some first-half stats for you. We're just not getting these in. They've been available, but we're just now getting that link pulled up here. Kyle Kramer, 6 of 14 for 128 yards and a touchdown. Keandre Powell, 7 carries, 48 yards. Altarius Bates, 3 receptions, 77 yards and a touchdown. Held the Lee passing attack to 105 yards in that first half, and that's impressive.
Great job by that defense.
Lions take over at their own 8-yard line. Here's a give up the middle, going nowhere, fast. In fact, maybe losing some yards back to the 5. That's Powell out there. 2nd and 13 coming up, back at the 5-yard line.
It's about time to get Taylor Thompson involved. Look for him maybe across the middle. They like to throw to him because he is very good in traffic and seems to be always open when he runs that inside slant.
One of those teapot plays. 2nd and 13 from the 5, go the Lions. And here is the inside give to Powell again. And here come flags, wouldn't you know.
Wow.
Powell carries out to the 12-yard line, but it probably won't matter. Let's check in with Donnie, who's right there on the spot.
Yeah, it's a hole, but why not the 5-yard cross sides penalty right down there?
Right.
I don't get it. But anyway, I'm not the official. I'm the sideline reporter. So I'm going to stand back over here and keep my mouth shut.
And a dang good one at that.
Thanks.
Steak and Shake is made proud every week by what you do out there. 6:57 to play here in the third quarter. Prattville leading at 17-0. With the ball and in some trouble. It's 2nd down and a repeat of 2nd down. Back at the 5-yard line. Here's a give again to Powell. Powell going nowhere. He's hit at the 5-yard line and driven back probably to the 4. And, wow, Lee is dominating both sides of the ball here in the second half so far.
They're just stunting their linebackers, sending everybody right now, but maybe 4 of the defensive backs staying. Everybody else is shooting gaps, so I might have to put this one in the air here. It's not a bad idea to just launch it like we did earlier, and Altarius made a great play to get it. But see if we can do that here. Kendrick Rogers alone by himself out there.
3rd and 13 for the Lions at the 5-yard line. Kramer, snap, rolling out of the end zone in some trouble. Throws it incomplete.
Ooh, man.
Throws it into a herd of
like we were trying to throw a middle screen there.
Yeah.
Man, it was right in the heat or right in the
basket. Threw it in the danger zone.
Yeah, he did. And we were fortunate there. When we get a good punt here, and this is Lee is controlling this side of the field tonight, or the second half here.
There's no doubt. 6:10 clock is stopped. Riley Fairhurst will have to punt from the back of his own end zone here. There's Lewis, I think it's Lewis, heels down to the Prattville 47-yard line, ready to receive this punt. Here's the snap and the punt. The punt is away, and it is a short punt. Wobbly punt that takes a lead roll off a Prattville player at the 30-yard line. And the Generals will have a short field to work with here as we begin their second drive of the third quarter. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
Yeah, we're not clicking for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why.
We've got a heat timeout. Maybe we can figure it out in this next minute. We're going to take a 1-minute break. Heat timeout. Lions football continues after this.
With sales manager Kirk Mims, where LP also stands for low prices. Kirk, talk about your deals here.
Man, it's a great time here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. You know what? Football is here, but football also means fall savings at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. We got great prices. We got a great inventory. We got 0% financing on multiple models. There's never been a bigger time to shop. We have a great selection of used cars. You can go to LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Larry Puckett Chevrolet right here in Prattville, Alabama.
It's time for a trip to Prattville Outdoors at 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville. Prattville Outdoors is locally owned, family operated. The Johnson Brothers and Viv. Prattville Outdoors with a great selection of Gravely zero-turn mowers. These are top zero-turn mowers, residential or commercial. Buy now with no money down, 0% financing for up to 48 months, and they got all the sales and service to back up everything they do there at Prattville Outdoors. So when you're ready to buy a brand new lawnmower, you need to go to the people that know their stuff. Go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com or follow on Facebook.
5:58 to play in the third quarter. First and 10 Generals from the 32-yard line of Prattville they go. Here is Franklin rolling to that right, now throwing it complete to the 20-yard line and pushed out of bounds right there along the lead boundary. A 12-yard catch by D. Lewis and a first down for the Generals. Once again in the Prattville red zone. Feel like we played most of this quarter in the Prattville red zone.
I'm telling you, and Lee's been there a lot tonight. I think this is their fourth or fifth.
Maybe fourth or fifth trip.
Yeah, with no points. So what a great job so far by the defense.
First and 10 Generals from the 19 of Prattville they go. Here is Franklin handing off to Thomas, and Thomas is going down at the 15 after a 5-yard pickup, and he was not touched until he reached the 15-yard line. That's number 22 on the carry.
Wade White with another tackle. Wade White's had an outstanding game tonight. Made several tackles. That was a good tackle there coming from the safety spot.
No doubt. Second and 6. Go the Generals from right outside the Lions' 15-yard line with 5 minutes to play in the third. Here is Davis with the carry again. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and stopped right there. Maybe a yard. Maybe. It's going to be third down and about 6 yards to go for the Generals from the Prattville 15-yard line.
Like Mason Taylor and also, is that 78 or 70? I can't pick up. Verdarius Lewis.
It's 78.
It's 78. Yeah, that's who that is.
I know that because we don't have a 70.
Yeah, yes, at least on defense.
At least on defense. Third down and 6 now for the Generals at the Prattville 15-yard line. 4:20 to play in the third. Prattville holding a 17-0 edge, and here is Franklin rolling to that right again, looking to pass, under some pressure, throws into the end zone, knocked away, nearly intercepted. Oh, the Prattville defensive backs have had their hands all over the ball tonight, but just can't pull it down. Trey Thompson on the coverage over there. Great stop.
Yeah, Trey and Wade White have had outstanding games tonight. Those guys are a big reason why they've got a 0 on that Lee side.
And it's fourth down again for Lee in the red zone. 4th and 6 from the 15 for the Generals. Well, they've had a lot of fourth downs in the red zone, too, coming up empty. Let's see if the Lions can hold them off one more time. I believe they're going to try a field goal this time. I think that's a square-toe shoe on number 4. Donnie, am I seeing that right?
Number 4 has on the square toe.
He's going to try a 32-yard field goal from dead center of the field. The kick is up, and it is long enough, and it's good. And the Generals have gotten on the scoreboard with a 32-yard field goal with 4:11 to play in the third quarter. Lions 17, Generals 3. We'll take a 30-second break. Lions football continues right after this.
You know those couples who talk the whole meal? They didn't order the double and cheese steak burger with fries, a second side, and a fresh baked cookie for just $4.
No,
You did, and your mouth's busy with more important things. 444. 4 meals, 4 items, $4. 444. Get more for 4. Only at Steak and Shake.
Welcome back to Stanley Jensen Stadium, Kevin Turner Field, homecoming night. 17-3, the Generals have cut into the Prattville lead, courtesy of a 32-yard field goal by Justin Brown. He'll keep that square-toe shoe on and prepare to kick off for the Generals, going from our right to our left. Bates and Rogers are your deep men for Prattville. Ready to return this kick, but it might not make it that far, as they've had a tendency to pooch this kick. And it looks like they might do it again if they don't onside it.
Yeah, the way they line up, you can onside it from right here or pooch it. So got to be ready for anything here.
It is a pooch kick. Causey comes up and he's going to run it out to the 38-yard line.
First and 10 at the 38.
That's Taylor Thompson.
The Taylor Thompson over there, yeah.
Yeah.
Thompson on the return brings it out to the 38. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
Well, you don't want to say I'm glad they scored, but at least we have a chance to move this ball out of this end of the field.
Yeah.
I told Eric Kramer, I said, you almost want to just like let them score so the defense could get off the field for just a minute.
Yeah,
but you
right.
never want anybody to score. So I mean, to hold them out for 3, I was very proud of them.
Absolutely. First and 10 to go the Lions from their own 38-yard line with 4:05 to play in the third. And here is a give up the middle. Breaking loose is Powell. And Powell's going to get his first down across the 49 to the 50-yard line, and there are no flags on the play.
Wow. Outstanding run right there, running right behind Ethan Biddle. Ethan Biddle has got to be a guy we got to talk about moving to a different position. He's a senior guy that normally lines up at guard or tackle. Tonight he had to take over the center spot. There hasn't been one bad snap tonight.
First and 10 from the 50. Kramer, low snap as you say it. He gives it off to Powell, and Powell gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good job, Chip.
Yeah,
you jinxed the kid.
Way to go. And it was not real bad, but it was low. The first one he's had like that, so I'm going to shut up about that.
Clock on the move, 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Lions up 17-3 over the visiting Lee Generals. Homecoming night here at Stanley Jensen in an all-important Region 2 clash. Second and 10, they go from the 50. Kramer, shotgun, 2 receivers to the far side. Keandre Powell flanks him to the right. Kramer drops the snap, has to pick it up, and going to try to run it out. He's got a little room. Kramer crossed the 45 to the 43-yard line, and what looked like disaster turned into positive as Kramer carries to the Generals' 43-yard line before he is cut down. It'll be third down and about 3 for this Lion offense, trying to stay on the field, give the defense a little more time to collect themselves. They've been on the field most of the game, and the Generals, the Lions. Somebody's calling a timeout.
Yep.
The officials can't decide who's doing it, but somebody's doing it.
Prattville.
It's definitely Prattville. We're going to take a 1-minute break. Lions football continues after these words.
Don't throw away your money, especially on replacement auto parts. In most cases, aftermarket parts are just as good and a heck of a lot cheaper than factory parts. D&J Auto Parts in Prattville is all hooked up with Auto Plus, a nationwide leader in the automotive aftermarket. Don't you dare go to another parts store before checking the great prices at D&J Auto Plus, 175 Highway 82 Bypass in Prattville.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
First down, going over tacklers to the 37-yard line. Taylor Thompson picking up the first down for the Lions, moving the sticks once again with 2:34 to play in the third.
I tell you, he is such a reliable guy to go to when it's third down. You almost always look, what can we do to get Taylor Thompson involved? And that time he makes a big catch, pick up the first down.
Clock on the move at 2:18 to play here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Lions at the Generals' 37-yard line. 4 receivers in the set here. Kramer looks to pass, throws it out quick to Bates. Bates makes the first man miss, can't make the second man miss. He's going to get down to the 34-yard line, and that is about it. 3-yard pickup. And a hair away from making it more.
Looked like he came up a little gimpy, but he's running back. I think he's all right. Maybe just slightly twisted a ankle there, but he's staying in the game. Kendrick Rogers had a good block on that side.
Yes, he did. Clock on the move, minute 40 to play here in the third. 2nd and 7, go the Lions from the Generals' 37-yard line. Here's Kramer again on the give to Powell. Powell met with authority at the line and stood up right there and still manages to push the pile just ever so slightly, maybe a half yard if anything. But the rest let that go on for a while before they called that forward progress down. But it'll be 3rd down and a long 6 coming up for the Lions, just inside, right at the line, the Generals' 34-yard line. Clock on the move, minute 10 now remaining in the third quarter. Kramer, 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Awaiting the snap. He's got it from Biddle. Now throws it quick out to Bates. Bates looking for blockers, has it from Thompson, gets across the seam and into the cross 30 down to the 25-yard line and picks up the first down. And Taylor Thompson holding that block.
That was a great job right there by Taylor Thompson, and it took a long time to develop, and then Alterius looked like he did a little bit more than he should have, trying to decide which way to go because you got to get upfield quick.
Right.
But Taylor held his block long enough to where he got free and made a great play.
William Trawick checking in now on the wide receivers core. 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Lions up 17-3. 1st and 10 from the Generals' 25-yard line. They go. Here's Kramer. Shotgun. Hands off to Powell. Powell sticks his head in there and gets across the 25, 24, 23, pushing tacklers down to the 22.5-yard line. Pick up about 3 yards, and that might do it for the third quarter of play here. It will. That'll take us into the fourth quarter. 3 quarters in the books here at Stanley Jensen Stadium between the Generals and the Lions. And the good guys are on top at the moment, 17-3. We're going to take a 30-second break. A 1-minute break, I should say. 1-minute break. Lions football will return after these words.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Chip Powell here with Lewis Mills, service manager of Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tire Engineers. Lewis, talk to us about your Express Oil Change.
Well, our Express Oil Change, we have a full-line mechanical shop. We do 10-minute oil changes, and we are a full-fledged tire shop. We're a direct dealer with Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and Yokohama.
When you need service, your oil change and tires, come here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Express Oil Change and Tires Engineer.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo.
Kyle Kramer, your quarterback, loads up that shotgun. Got one receiver to either side. He's going to go an inside give to Powell. Powell bounces to the outside, inside the 15, down to the 14, to the 13-yard line, and pick up the first down for Prattville.
Well, you're talking about just a power run there.
First down.
Looked like everybody pulled to that side. I didn't even see the flag, but I can promise you what it is. It's going to be a hold.
I didn't see the flag either, but apparently it's down. I know Donnie Burnett saw it down there. Let's check in with him right now.
You are correct, and the official that was on our sideline is now on the Lee sideline.
Oh.
So, I mean, they did an official swap. I think Coach Ross may have asked for that, and now the flag finally came out, and he throws a holding penalty against Prattville. Imagine that.
And that one hurts. From the 13-yard line back to the 33-yard line, a 20-yard penalty for the Lions on that play. 2nd down and 17 now from the 33. And here's a give to Powell. Looks like they're running that same play, and Powell's got a little more room inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. 8-yard pickup for Powell as we go under 11:40 to play in the ballgame. Prattville leading 17-3 and looking for another one here as they've moved back close to that red zone again. It's 3rd down and 9, however, from the 24-yard line of Lee.
Well, you feel like if you get some points out of this drive that Lee's going to have to go just open the thing up. And, of course, that should be good for us with loosening up on our coverages, having safeties a little bit deeper, corners a little softer.
Powell going in motion. Kramer wants to pass. Throws it to Rogers on the cross screen. And Rogers going to be very close to his first down. The speed of Rogers might have picked it up. He had to get to the 15, and he is right there depending on the spot. I think they do mark him short by a yard, though.
What a good throw. A little late crossing route by Kendrick. He was open, hit him right on the run.
It's 4th and 1.
4th down and 1 at the 16. And it looks like Elliott Duke will come on for a field goal attempt. Boy.
This will be huge right here.
This will be.
Yeah. Big time kick here.
A 32-yard attempt for Duke from the far hash. 11:06 to play. Kramer kneels to hold. Let's call it a 33. He's down to the 23. Duke kick is up, and it has got the length. It's got the distance. It's got the height, and it's got the goodness.
Man.
10:53 to play in the game, and Prattville strikes again. Prattville 20, Generals 3. We'll take a 1-minute break. Lions football continues right after this.
Support area schools, BuffaloRock.com.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I mow, I grow, and care for this place I call home. I'm always on the move, getting work done, because I want to be the best version of me. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series tractor and take advantage of low-rate, long-term financing. This is why I do it. Kubota.
See the Bates family, Jared, Barbara, or Mickey at Clinton Tractor.
It's not too early to sign up to make money. The region's largest quality kids consignment sale begins October 26th. It's the Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale at Prattville Pickers. Children's clothing, shoes, accessories, toys, books, strollers, swings, furniture, even maternity, and much, much more. Sign up at momsmarketplace.net to sell your quality kids items, volunteer to make even more, and shop first. The Mom's Marketplace Fall Sale happens October 26th. momsmarketplace.net.
Back for the mighty Colin Rogers, 1st and 10 Generals at their own 20. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett, roving those sidelines.
So much better when they got to go 80 instead of 67.
Yes.
Agreed.
So
67 is tough.
That makes it a whole lot better. Much more gooder.
Yeah.
Much more gooder.
Guys, we wanted 7 on that, but it's still a 3-possession game now. I think defensively, I think we're playing well enough that, and I don't want to be like Chip, but we're playing well enough that I don't think they can score 3 times in 10:57.
Right.
1st and 10 Generals from the 20. Here's Franklin Jr. from the shotgun. 4 receiver set. He's going to flood the secondary and look downfield. Under some pressure now. Throws it up for grabs. A.J. Gary, the nearest one there. And incomplete it goes. Had receivers all over the place, but the Prattville pressure too much for Franklin on that play.
Well, you're seeing what we thought we'd see go up by 3 scores. You got corners are playing 8 yards off. Your safeties got the hashes, and they're playing 10 to 12 off, and that's a long way for these Prattville safeties. They're generally in the 8 to 10 yard area because they do well on run support. But now with this lead, we can lay back a little bit, stay deep, don't let anybody behind you.
10:46 remaining in the ball game. 2nd and 10 for the Generals from their own 20-yard line. Here's Franklin again to pass, looking downfield, empty backfield, stepping out of pressure, being pursued heavily. Now throws it up for grabs. Again, incomplete at the 50-yard line. Nobody there. And he's just throwing it up, hoping for something. And there was nothing doing as he was a little slow getting up and a little gimpy heading toward the sideline. I'm not sure if he's coming back in. He does come back in gingerly as he does. 3rd and 10 coming up from the 20. And the Prattville Lions defensive front is just wearing him out right now.
Yeah, it was a great job by the entire defense, that defensive front. Like we talked about, in this still humidity, hot night, high humidity, this substitution on our defensive line has just been great all year.
From the 20 to go the Generals, 3rd and 10. And here's Franklin pitching it out again. This time a high catch, and on the run he goes down the 50 and out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Prattville.
Man,
nice catch.
And one of our guys got blindsided. I believe it was, let's see, Deshaun Daniels got really hit hard on that side. He's down. He might have got the breath knocked out of him. Do you see him? Has he got? No, he's on the sideline there.
Yeah, I see him over there on the 40.
He's going to be all right.
He's
got
going to be
the breath
okay.
knocked out of him there.
He's not going to like that very much.
And he's going to come out. Anthony Coleman's going to take his spot. But, you know, Deshaun has had an excellent game tonight, and he got really blindsided on that one. I thought those blocks were banned, were they?
I think that's the defenseless player rule, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was right there on the sidelines, and he was blindsided. But it was, in the old days, it was a great hit. I don't know about today.
1st and 10 Generals at the Prattville 49-yard line.
But that's what you can't do that. You can't let anybody behind you.
Right.
Keep everything in front of you, and we'll win this game.
10:22 to play. Lines up 20-3, and here's Franklin to pass. Sets up the screen, and Prattville snuffs it out at the 50-yard line. Great pursuit. Looks like Trotter and James on the stop along with a host of others.
Yeah, Mason Taylor, one of them over there too, and good job right there. Tried to throw it underneath. We got such good coverage deep, trying to go under in the middle. Did a good job there, Mason Taylor.
Ladarius Fitz checking out, and Deshaun Daniels checking back in, and look out for Deshaun Daniels on this next play.
Yeah, he's probably pretty upset.
Second down.
What he does here.
I wouldn't want to know. 2nd and 11 from the 50. Here's Franklin dropping the pass, looking downfield, firing deep. Looking downfield, and this ball is intercepted by Cromlin. Cromlin at the 30, bringing it up to the 40. 50. Cromlin on his feet to the 40 and pulled down by his face mask at the 35-yard line.
Here comes a late flag over here, and we're going to get unsportsmanlike by one of our defensive backs.
Intercepted by Cromlin.
Flags down at the 46-yard line. Let's go down to Donnie Burnett down on the sideline with some further analysis on this flag.
Well, I didn't see what happened over here, but I did see what happened out there on about the hash mark.
Yeah.
Wow, they
– get excited, but go the sidelines and do it. Don't do it on the field.
Get off the field and do what you got to do. But anyway, it should be our ball regardless, unless there's another penalty somewhere else.
No, it'll be our ball.
All right, not what we want, but anyway, unsportsmanlike against us. No late hit and nothing else. And I really wish I was closer to Coach Ross right now, but I'm not.
Don't forget, folks, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting a Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Game. We'll make the presentation next Thursday night during the Coach Caleb Ross Show at Buffalo Wild Wings. Join us at Buffalo Wild Wings Thursdays at 5:30. The great folks from Buffalo Rock will be on hand to make a nice plaque presentation along with a certificate from Sport Clips for an MVP treatment. And we got to start thinking eventually here about candidates for players of the game.
Yeah, I got to, when you have a 3-point scored, you got to lean. Of course, I always lean to the defense.
Of course.
Y'all know that.
Of course.
3 points, man. Come on.
1st and 10 from 39. Kramer, incomplete. Looking for Rogers, and here comes a flag down on Kendrick Simpkins, and he's going to get another one for unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe.
Did they throw 2 flags?
Threw one back here, too.
Oh, okay. Against Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Kendrick Rogers. It's on Kendrick Simpkins, the defensive back for Lee.
I got you.
The Generals are called for holding.
Our animated public address announcer is excited about the call.
And,
rightfully he should be.
Yeah, but we got to be careful. about that. In fact, the officials may be warning us right now. They're coming to. I thought they were coming to the side, but we got to be careful. We do, because, oh, man.
Holding against the Generals, and they'll mark off that penalty.
First and 10 Lions.
I guess that's the only call. First and 10 for the Lions at the Generals' 46-yard line with 9:25 to play. And the ball, courtesy of a Jameer Cromlin interception. 20-3 we lead. And here's Kramer on the give to Powell. Powell pushing ahead across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play, and the clock continues to roll as it'll go under 9 minutes before this next play gets off.
Now, to get back on the players, Wade White's had an excellent game tonight. That's one defensive player that stood out to me.
And how about Timothy Trotter?
Yeah.
And his pursuit of the quarterback all night long. 2nd and 8 for the Lions from the Generals' 44-yard line. Clock on the move, 8:50 left in regulation. Lions leading 20-3 over the visiting Generals from Montgomery. And here is Kramer dropping to pass, looking downfield, now firing it deep, looking for Thompson there, just off his fingertips. Had him open, left it a little long for Taylor. Right around the 15-yard line, and the clock stops.
Another guy we can talk about is Ethan Biddle. We talked a little earlier. He had to change his spot, come in at center, and done a great job tonight. Great snaps. He's a senior guy that you can count on to do that. He can play any position on that offensive line. He's got to be a guy you got to think about as well.
Oh, I think that's a great candidate right there, Chip. 3rd and 8 for the Lions from the Generals' 44-yard line. And now we've got some motion. A little bit of motion right there. And that's going to bring it back about 5, I believe. Prattville Outdoors has the coolest RUVs just in time for hunting season. You got to check out the golf carts that have been camoed and jacked up, ready for outdoor fun. They do all the refurbishing right there in their shop on Highway 82 in Prattville. Prattville Outdoors, let Ed, Frank, and Vivian know that you appreciate their sponsorship of Prattville football on Dixie Country and Prattville Alive's YouTube channel. Just in time for hunting season. 3rd and 8 they go. Lions from the Generals 44. Kramer to pass, under some pressure, takes a hit as he throws. And incomplete at the 30-yard line, intended for Rogers. Ethan Biddle lost his helmet on the play. He'll have to come off for a snap, but luckily it's a punting situation, and he won't have to snap it.
I tell you what, Kyle Kramer showed his toughness tonight. He's gotten hit probably more tonight than he has all year, and he just bounces right back up.
Yep.
And he waits and waits. And I know he feels and sees that pressure coming, but he waits to the last millisecond to throw it. And just couldn't get it in there that time.
Fairhurst on to punt it away for the Lions, and we need a good punt right here. Got a chance to pin the Generals very deep with a good punt. Fairhurst will be punting from his 43, 44-yard line, bobbles the snap, but gets it away, and it is a nice punt, a beautiful punt that goes inside the 5-yard line and takes that Generals roll again back out to the 12-yard line. Got to get that one figured out.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We just get all the bad bounces on the punts tonight.
Let's check in with Donnie Burnett down on the sideline.
And that one went to the 12. I figured what would happen is he'd kick that one over the concession stand when we was trying to pooch it. But anyway, great job. Got him pinned inside the 15.
Well, hey, Donnie, start telling, guys that stand out for you.
Okay, I'm going to say right now, and I know y'all can tell me I can't do this.
No, you can't.
But I want to give it to the whole defense. But I know we can't.
Right.
They don't share well.
I know, but I can't tell you one guy out here that has I mean, our DBs have played lights out, but our defensive line has done an outstanding job, and it's hard to do it. And Eric Kramer and I both say the entire defense, but I know he didn't get a vote.
You tell Eric to be quiet over there.
You tell him. Scared.
I'm not telling him that.
1st and 10 from the 12. The Generals fire it, nearly intercepted again by Wade White this time at the 33-yard line. Intended for D. Lewis. And that's got to be getting frustrating for these guys. They just cannot break through these Prattville DBs.
Yeah, I agree with Donnie. The whole defense, I mean, again, all you got to say is 3 points by the number 6 or 7 team.
Number 7 team in the state.
Yeah, undefeated. Holding them to 3 points so far. So, and like I said, nobody's really just total dominant. It's just the whole defense has. But unfortunately, we got to pick one guy.
I think Deshaun Daniels needs to get a look as well.
Yeah, he's had an excellent game.
2nd and 10 from the 12 go the Generals. And here he is again going to take a sack back at the 5-yard line, pulled down by Brodarius Lewis.
Yeah, Brodarius Lewis.
And there's another guy that may be a strong candidate for now. He has harassed that quarterback all night long.
You know, we might have to have a special voting on somebody.
Brings up 3rd and 17 from the
Security may have to get involved.
Might have to get security involved. 7 minutes and 30 seconds clock on the move. 3rd and 17 after the sack for the Generals. The ball is back at the 5-yard line in the shadows of their own goalpost. And here is Franklin loading up that shotgun. 4 receivers in the set, dropping back to pass. 7 yards deep in his own end zone, flushed out of the pocket now. Going to have to run for it, and he is going down. Deshaun Daniels making the stop at the 17-yard line, and is going to force the Generals into a tough situation right here. Do you punt it away, or do you have to go for it right here deep in your own, inside your own 20?
I think with this kind of time, you got to kick this one away.
16. It's 4th down.
Down 3 scores with 6.5 minutes to play by the time this ball gets kicked. And the Lions, if they can put any more points on the board, you got to feel like this one's iced. Rogers will come out and stand on the Prattville seal once again at the 50-yard line. Ready to receive this punt from Brown, who'll be punting from his own goal line from the near hash. Rogers creeps up to around the 45-yard line. Now he'll back up. And Brown gets this one away. It is returnable. Rogers makes the fair catch at the 46-yard line of Lee. And with 6:14 to play, the Lions have the ball up 20-3 at the Generals' 44-yard line. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett on the sideline.
Hey, you hadn't mentioned anything about Pratt Bedwell. Is he down there?
Man, let me tell you, it's homecoming night. Pawpaw has been reminiscing with everybody at the stands.
Wasn't he homecoming king back in the day?
I don't know, but he's propped up right now on a Pepsi bottle, on a Diet Pepsi bottle. I mean, he is taking a knee on a Pepsi bottle. He's wore slap out.
Has he ever been stressed a day in his life?
Once. He was a little stressed last night. So.
Okay.
Remember that night he forgot his jacket?
But he's okay.
Yeah,
no,
He was
he has
stressed out.
shorts on too.
Well, he's going to need a jacket next weekend, I do believe.
I don't think so. Where are we going next week?
Crampton Bowl, Thursday night.
Thursday night, baby.
I forgot. I'm not going to be with you guys. I'll be in Chilton County. I'll be up there playing Clanton Middle School.
Oh, that's nice.
You guys are going to have to keep me posted on what's going on.
Well, you know, that's the worst place in the world for sideline Mike anyway.
Yeah,
well, and I don't know. I think y'all got somebody lined up to take my spot, but I'm not real sure.
It's 1st and 10 from the 47.
From the 47 of the Generals go the Lions. 1st and 10 with 6:14 to play in the ballgame. Lions holding a 20-3 advantage over the Generals of Robert E. Lee. Kramer takes the wonky snap, looking to pass, throwing it downfield, looking down there. Like Rogers was pushed out of bounds there. Then no flags. It'll be 2nd down. Clock stops at 6:07 on the incomplete pass. Hey, don't let mosquitoes ruin your outdoor fun. Let Aero Pest Control get rid of your mosquitoes on your property. Call Aero Pest Control at 365-4610 and ask about mosquito control. For over 50 years, the best shot at pest control is Aero Pest Control. 2nd and 10 for the Lions at the Generals' 47-yard line. And here is a give to Powell, being snuffed out in the backfield in the Prattville side of the 50, back at the 48-yard line. Number 55 for the Generals, big Anquan Barnes Jr.
And I'll tell you what, Anquan is a good-looking athlete, man.
He is
6'5", 247, a junior.
Yeah, I think he's more like 260, 270. And just as wow. He's going to have some offers, I believe.
I would think so.
It's 3rd and 15 now for the Lions back at their own 48-yard line. 5:30 to play in the ball game. Lions leading at 20-3. Kramer with 2 receivers to the far side. Quick pass out there to Bates. Bates trying to follow some blockers. Slips one man across the 50 and out of bounds along the lee boundary at the original line of scrimmage at the 48-yard line. And the Lions will have to punt this one away.
You know, that's another guy that's had a good game. Bates has had an excellent game tonight.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. In fact, Billy Barrett has said several times through text that Bates should be the MVP of this game.
Who said that?
Billy Barrett. William Earl Barrett
Oh,
Jr.
the elder Barrett.
The elder Barrett. The wiser Barrett.
All right, we got to advise him that he don't have a vote.
He's just trying to influence the vote.
Yeah, can't trust that guy.
Well, he's a Barrett. You know how that goes. Riley Fairhurst down from his own 40-yard line, heels down, punts this one away, and it is a high punt. Fair catch called for at the 17-yard line for Lee. And with 5:03 to play in the ball game, the Generals have it back, trailing our Lions 20-3. Hey, the best selection of pre-owned late model trucks is at Auto X on South Memorial Drive. Check out the great selection of Ford F-150s, Dodge Rams, and Z71s at Auto X. Also, James Jones and his wife Dutchie are not just great pharmacists, they're also big-time supporters of local Prattville events, including Prattville football. Jones Drugs is where Coach Ross shops, right there on East Main Street, next door to Chip Powell's World Corporate Headquarters of New York Life.
Man, I get all my drugs there. I mean, my prescription drugs.
Right.
That's where I get them.
You get all your legal fare from there.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the Millser tonight. I just walked in here, and that's all I've really done is walked in here and sat down. The ribs are here. Did you know that?
I think I smelled one.
Yeah, they're here. Everybody gets one rib tonight to go home with.
One rib.
Yeah.
Bow.
Just one.
1st and 10 Generals from their own 18-yard line. 5:03 to play in the ball game. Generals with a 5-receiver set, empty backfield. Lions with a 3-man rush, giving Franklin time, throwing it downfield now, and incomplete at the 45-yard line of Prattville. Great coverage there on DeMarsha Davis by Trey Thompson.
Trey Thompson. Good job right there. I still don't like to see us with just one defender back there on a deep route with this kind of lead. You know, I mean, maybe get a little deeper, but Trey Thompson, he's as good as they come in high school football and in single coverage.
2nd and 10 now from the 18. Go the Generals. 82 yards from pay dirt. And here is Franklin. Shotgun looking downfield, now firing it short, complete at the 25-yard line, trying to get upfield, now trying to get out of bounds, and successfully doing so at the 26-yard line is the receiver, Jamari Smith.
Didn't see who made the tackle over there. Was that Deshaun Davis?
Who's Deshaun Davis?
I mean, Deshaun Daniels. You know I was going to do that because of Deshaun Davis.
No, trust me.
That's
only
the first time I've done that this year, but it'll happen again.
That's my Malik curse.
Yeah.
Into the flats again, incomplete this time for number 22, Reginald Davis, and it's 4th and 1 for the Generals with 4:35 to play in the ball game.
Well, you ain't got a choice. You got to do this one.
This time you got to do it.
Yep.
4:35 to play. Prattville leading 20-3. 3-score advantage. 4th and 1 for the Generals from their own 27-yard line. This play could essentially be your ball game if Lee can't convert it. 4th and 1 they go. Franklin's going to line up that shotgun once again. 5 receivers in the set, empty backfield. They're going to flood that secondary as they've been doing for the last 2 drives. Prattville's playing a deep safety right now, and Franklin is going to try to run this one.
That would be a good play call.
He's going to have his first down, and he slides ahead to the 34-yard line for a first down. Clock will stop momentarily to move the sticks. Will McQuiston checks in on that defensive front.
Around the 28-yard line.
Checking in for Omari Kunine. Clock on the move, under 4:20 now. Franklin to pass, looking downfield, now firing deep. Got a man down there, and this ball is caught. Ooh, incomplete. Knocked away at the last second.
By my boy there, Wade
White. Wade White. It was DeMarsha Davis. Had it in his mitts, but Wade White knocked it away beautifully. Big time hit on DeMarsha Davis. He's not going to want that one again.
Great timing by Wade White. He just hit him right as he caught the ball and separated him from the ball. It was a great hit.
And that's old Prattville defense right there.
Yes, sir, buddy. I like that.
2nd and 10 go the Generals from their own 33-yard line. 4:09 to play in the ball game. Prattville bringing a little pressure. Franklin throwing through it. Got it complete at midfield. Out to the 45-yard line. Big hit, open field tackle at the 47.
Trey Thompson.
Trey Thompson again.
Defending for the Lions.
That's the guy that's had a great second half is Trey Thompson.
Yes. First and 10 for the Generals now at the Lions' 47-yard line as the clock continues to operate at 3:45 and counting. Here in the fourth quarter, 20-3 your score. Lions on top. And here is Franklin to pass again. Now throwing it deep downfield. And I believe this ball may have been intercepted, and it is intercepted. Trey Thompson again.
We got a.
Looks like we got a stoppage in play or something.
No, they're going.
They're gonna let it go.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. There's some apathy out there going on. I can't tell what's happening. Let's check in with Donnie Burnett on the sideline.
Yeah, we called it.
Yeah, I know we did, but they're acting like it's not going to stand.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm like, we ain't going to look at the instant replay.
All right, guys, we got to start thinking here.
Look, I really like 45. I really like 8. Man, 8 broke up several of those 4 jump balls down there.
I agree.
Oh, gosh, man, it's so hard to do because, Miller's going to have his total tackles in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's Powell on the carry. Around right side, cut it back in the middle. He's got a little space across the 35, 36-yard line. First down for the Lions.
Powell, right down around the 37-yard line.
Clock stopped to move the chains at 3:20. Now on the move at 3:18. And the Lions are positioning themselves to win this ball game.
All right, well, you got to ask yourself what side of the ball the player's going to be. If we had told you before the game started that they weren't going to score the lead 3.
I think you got to give it to a defensive player.
Yeah, you got to.
Powell gets the ball again and more room to run across the 40 to the 42-yard line to pick up 7 yards, staying in the middle of the field wisely. The clock continues to move. Deshaun Daniels, Brodarius Lewis, Trey Thompson,
and Wade White.
Wade White.
Those 4 guys that really stood out.
It's second and 4.
Whew, I don't know.
I think Deshaun Daniels has been jockeying for this for several weeks now. He's just been an absolute bully out there on defense and a leader. And tonight it really stood out. Second and 4 for the Lions from their own 42-yard line, just inside their own 42-yard line. The clock moves to 2:20 left in regulation. And Kramer's going to give to Powell again. The ever-reliable Keandre Powell cuts it back inside. He's got a little room, 40, inside the general territory down to the 37-yard line. And Powell picking up some yards late. Might be having a 100-yard game before it's all said and done.
He's a workhorse, man. That guy comes to work, buddy. I mean, what a great job. He's got to be a little winded.
He's a little winded now. You're going to see Myers check in.
Yeah.
That might be the last you see of Powell tonight.
I hope so.
As James Myers, third, checks in, and the clock is going under 2 minutes to play here at Stanley Jensen Stadium on Kevin Turner Field on homecoming night. The undefeated Lee Generals on the verge of taking their first loss of the season, courtesy of the Prattville Lions. 20-3, the Lions on top. First and 10 from the Generals' 37. And here is Myers with the carry. He's going to stick his head in there and get across the 35 to the 30. Well, stopped at the 35-yard line. 2-yard pickup. Clock continues to roll. Now under a minute and a half.
For the Lions, the ball carrier, James Myers.
Well, I've got mine narrowed down to 2, and I can't pick which one.
You're narrowed between Wade and Deshaun.
No, I've got Wade, White, and Trey Thompson.
Second and 9 now for the Lions at the Generals' 36-yard line. Play clock at 10, game clock at 1:09. We'll go under a minute after this play. And here is Kramer from the shotgun. He's going to give it off to Myers again, hitting the backfield, and goes down right there. Helmets are rolling. Bodies are flying. Cats and dogs living together. It's mass hysteria. But everything calms down as we go under 40 seconds to play in the ball game. Prattville's going to win this one by a score of at least 20-3 and roll to 5-1 on the season and 2-1 in region play, evening up with Lee, who will drop to 2-1 in region play.
All right, who's going to be the first guy to say one guy?
I would like to say Deshaun Daniels is my player of the game. 3rd and 11 here for the Lions from the Generals' 38. Myers going on around the right side, cut down in the backfield at the 44.
Donnie, what you say?
You said Deshaun, right?
I did.
Well, so if I say Trey Thompson, guys, Deshaun played the lights out tonight.
No doubt about it.
So, Chip, what you got?
Well, I got to go with y'all because it don't matter. But I like to play Trey Thompson
Oh, there's
Wade
no
White,
doubt.
but I don't have any argument with Deshaun, so we'll go with Deshaun.
Deshaun Daniels is your Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Game, and the Prattville Lions have won tonight at Stanley Jensen Stadium over the Lee Generals, 20-3. Hats off to the coaching staff and the players of the Prattville Lions. They have absolutely dominated the Generals tonight, 20-3. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up from Stanley Jensen as the victorious Lions celebrate a region victory on homecoming night. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
I could have built a drugstore anywhere in Montgomery, but it was this neighborhood that needed it. When I moved here, it was thriving. I want to see it that way again. Riverbank made borrowing the money easy when other banks didn't. It's nice when people care enough to make sure you have what you need. That's how I treat my customers, and that's how the folks at Riverbank treat me.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
You need a truck. You got to have a truck. The best selection of previously owned trucks in Central Alabama is at Auto X of Prattville on South Memorial Drive. At Auto X of Prattville, they have Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverados, great selection of Ram tough trucks, great selection of Jeep Wranglers, and the best selection of SUVs in Central Alabama. Go to their website at autoxofprattville.com or follow on Facebook. Give them a call at 491-1045. That's 491-1045.
Chip Powell here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet with sales manager Kirk Mims, where LP also stands for low prices. Kirk, talk about your deals here.
Man, it's a great time here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. You know what? Football is here, but football also means fall savings at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. We got great prices. We got a great inventory. We got 0% financing on multiple models. There's never been a bigger time to shop. We have a great selection of used cars. You can go to LarryPuckettChevrolet.com.
Larry Puckett Chevrolet right here in Prattville, Alabama.
It's time for a trip to Prattville Outdoors at 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville. Prattville Outdoors is locally owned, family operated. The Johnson Brothers and Viv. Prattville Outdoors with a great selection of Gravely zero-turn mowers. These are top zero-turn mowers, residential or commercial. Buy now with no money down, 0% financing for up to 48 months, and they got all the sales and service to back up everything they do there at Prattville Outdoors. So when you're ready to buy a brand new lawnmower, you need to go to the people that...
Kevin Turner Field, homecoming night, and the happy hunting land for the Pride of Prattville. They have won this game 20-3 over the previously undefeated Lee Generals. What a great night for Prattville Lions football.
Man, it was, and now you got to, obviously we got to concentrate on our games, but we've got to become Lee General fans as well.
That's right.
We need Lee to take out Central, which I think is next Saturday morning, 11 o'clock in Montgomery.
You know, and a Saturday morning game in Crampton Bowl has got to favor Lee.
Yeah.
That's a huge home field advantage.
Oh, no doubt about it. Are they playing at Crampton or at Alabama State?
I do not know the answer to that question. It's at Crampton. Milzer says Crampton. The Lions play at Crampton Bowl on Thursday night against the Jeff Davis Vols, who destroyed Smith Station yesterday night.
Well, you know, there's never been a lack of athletes at Jeff Davis, so you're going to see another athletic team and guys that can score from anywhere. Most of the time, what we've seen in the past from Jeff Davis is they hadn't been the most disciplined team. Their special teams have been kind of bad, and we've always taken advantage of it. Tonight, the big play of the game was that block punt, that really set the tone for the night, and that was huge. And, again, we need to mention him again, because we got the original, we were wrong on that. But
Gavon Furlow.
Yeah, Gavon Furlow really had the key play in the game tonight, in my opinion.
And it seems like a new Prattville line steps up every night.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it away, Donnie.
Well, hang on.
Donnie's got Coach Ross on standby.
He's getting his congratulations right now.
Well, he's got a lot to get tonight.
Exactly, a lot. Coach, congratulations on that huge region win and for giving those Generals their first loss of the season since, quarterfinals or semifinals last year?
I think you're right, man. Defensively, what an incredible night, man. That is too – what Coach Shook and our defensive staff's doing is just really incredible, man. Nathan Taylor, man, Trey Thompson, the names up front, and they're big up front, and our D-line controlled the line of scrimmage, man. Just really incredible night by our defense. It's a big win for us. Donnie, you've probably been around me long enough. I'm such a perfectionist and want things, played sloppy at times. Offensively, not our best night, but I really need to probably sit back and enjoy this. This was a big win.
All right, Coach. We got a big one next week just as well, and we're now into that part of the schedule where we can't relax ever.
You're absolutely right, and Jeff Davis is starting to play good football. They've won their last two, and they've won them pretty impressive. And we got a short week, so it's really going to be a challenge for our guys to come off a pretty good, big emotional win right here and to be ready to go Thursday. And we got to manage this. Man, we're at that point in the season where our kids were a little bit tired. They're playing really good football, but we're starting to get some bumps and bruises, and we got to be smart on how we manage this to get our kids fresh for game time.
Well, I know that, defensively our rotations are incredible. Offensively, we got some injuries right now. We get those things healed up. We get a couple more guys back in that rotation now, and then offensively we can kick it and rock and roll.
I do, and we're going to play better football. And it's not, me being an offensive guy, and I'm such, man, I want us to play so well because I know how much work our kids put into it, man. These kids want to win. We put in our coaches work hard, and, man, you want to see better results. But in the day, man, Lee's a good football team. And to win 20-3, and we made the plays we needed to play. And how about the block punt on the special teams, man? That's huge. So
that was big. Turning point of the ball game, really.
It really is. And we had the block punt. Elliott Duke had 2 nice field goals. So special teams were winning, defense were winning. We're going to get the offense figured out. Like I said, I really need to probably just not take myself so seriously here and enjoy this win, man. But I just, I guess you look at a score and you think, man, we're probably way better than them. Probably could have won that game a little bit better. But hey, a win's a win. Region 2 win, we'll take it.
All day, Coach. Congratulations. Go enjoy it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys.
There you have it, Donnie. Thanks a lot. Great job tonight.
Just or every night.
Yep. It goes without saying, but I just felt like I don't tell you enough how much I appreciate the work you do down there.
Hey, thank you, Will, man.
And we're not going to have him Thursday.
I know. I don't know what we're going to do.
I know. Somebody's got to take over.
We'll find somebody to hold that mic, but Donnie, it's just not you. It just won't be you.
I know, and I'm going to be focused 100% on the Prattville Junior High Cats Thursday night, but somebody close to me will have a radio going.
Well, right, and as well they should.
We'll get an update or two.
We won't reveal our sideline analyst until Thursday night, but rest assured there will be a guest sideline analyst, and you'll all be in for a treat when he comes. It won't be the treat we normally get, but a treat nonetheless.
Hey, I got to get off the field, or I'm gonna be in the halftime show.
That's right. Fifth quarter on the way now for the Prattville Lions. They're going to do their halftime show after the ball game. It's been a crowd favorite for homecoming for the last couple of years. Since they don't get to do their homecoming, their halftime performance at halftime during homecoming, they do it after the game, called the fifth quarter. Really a cool thing. Everybody's still here watching, waiting for the band.
Yeah.
And while they do that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. It's been a great night for Prattville Lions football. Prattville wins a big region win over the Generals of Robert E. Lee, 20-3. Congratulations to Deshaun Daniels, number 45, your Buffalo Rock Pepsi player of the game, and it was a hard choice tonight. But Deshaun, congratulations, buddy. You earned it. For the Millser, for Chip Powell, for the Prattville High School media staff, for Marcus Jackson, for Pratt Bedwell, and for Coach Donnie Burnett, I'm Will Barrett saying good night God bless, and go Lions.